In a world where the marks think they know better than the wrestlers and the bookers, the Fantasy Booking Institute exists to pretty much do exactly that. This is a visit from the FBI.
This is Dan the Dad, and you should listen to Raw and Order or you're grounded.
Welcome to another visit from the FBI, your weekly source for pro wrestling fantasy booking. I am your host, Detective Mark Smarks, and I am joined, as always, by my partners in crime fighting. Starting off, District Attorney Vincent Kayfabe. What's going on, man? How are you?
I'm good. I know that it's funny when you delete a person's chat.
I didn't delete it. I just timed you out.
So, there you go.
Also joining us from up north, JLB. What's going on, man?
It goes on, good sir. It goes on. It is cold. It is starting to get cold now, and summer's officially over. So, but besides from that, good. Can't complain.
Yeah, it's getting cold here too. It's gonna be. I think the high was supposed to be like 32 this coming Saturday. I'm supposed to be going to the zoo.
God, I'm so excited.
So zero.
So zero. Your
Yes.
yes.
Nice. Yeah, here it's 9 right now, so not bad, but 9. So what, like 42 for you guys? I guess I did my math wrong.
Yeah,
50. Yeah. But wind is picking up. And yeah, so wearing my AEW sweater because AEW keeps me warm at night. And hello. Thank you for coming on in. Surprisingly, I have gotten a lot of people stopping me to talk about AEW because of this sweater. Obviously, wrestling fans and all that, but I mean, people even took a picture of the back of it. Oh, my friend's a big AEW fan. Let me take a photo. Like,
is that a zip up? I think it looks like a
it's
zip
a
up.
zip up. It's a zip up.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm right.
Those are my favorites. I don't get me wrong. I like the pullover hoodies and everything. They're nice and comfy, but they're just not practical for like day-to-day use for me. You know?
Right. Yeah, I tell them lift them up if it's too hot or something. You want to take it off. Someone sees your belly, you're like, fuck. You know,
the zip up ones are way more comfortable.
Zip up one is just good. Just all right, you know.
May have to look into getting me one of those.
Yeah, it was like $40 Canadian, so not bad.
I'm starting the countdown because it should be around the 20th. I get this month's pro wrestling crate, and I'm excited for that.
Speaking of stuff,
you won't be getting AEW sweater.
AEW card. AEW cards from Amazon. That's what you won't be getting. You know why?
Mm-hmm. Well,
I can't get them because you got them all.
I bought all 3 packs.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you a little secret. You might have bought all 3 packs, but there's at least there's at least a few of the
individual cards.
No, of the
what
do they call them? Boxes, blaster boxes. What do they call these things? Anyways, that have 8 packs of 8 cards in them
for AEW.
For AEW,
I'll go back to Amazon right now. I also bought a Kenny Omega out of the container.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw that. I was like, it's a good card to pick up.
It's a good snag.
It's a good
$5.
I did think it's funny. So we're going to talk a little bit about this because I think it's really funny how Amazon allows really weird pricing to go on sometimes because people can price whatever they want. But so for the 8 card, what do they call
blaster
it?
Box.
Blaster box. No, it's not a blaster box. It's something else. Anyways, for the 8 pack, I just want to get the name of it right. Yeah, I guess it is blaster box. Yeah, for the 8 pack blaster box, 64 total cards they have right now for $39.99. Prime, free Prime. Nice. But then you scroll down and you're like, you might also like, and they also have on Prime the AEW Upper Deck Hobby Box, which is 16 packs. Twice as many as the Blaster Box, right? So if the Blaster Box is $40, what would you expect the Hobby Box with 16 packs to be?
Well, I would expect it to be about $60.
Yes. If all things were even, if the Blaster Box is $40, the one that's twice as much or twice as many cards should be basically twice as much, about $80.
$80. Yeah.
How about $190?
Yeah, I saw that.
Like that doesn't make sense. Like I'll just buy
No,
two
it makes
of the
dollars.
Blaster Boxes.
It makes dollars.
All right, for our listeners right now, if you wanted 2021 Upper Deck All Elite Wrestling AEW number 60, Mr. Brody Lee official trading card, tribute card, there is one left for $7.95.
Stop.
$4.99 shipping. $4.99 shipping. You don't get Prime delivery on that one.
I guess I don't know. I guess it's just an American thing. I am not seeing any of these cards in the Canadian Amazon.
Are you getting it, Smarks, or you want me to buy it? Brody Lee.
Brody Lee, you can buy it.
Fine, I'll buy it.
Quick, what's the website address for Amazon.ca? Do you know what that's even from?
Blaster boxes.
Well, I mean, I know Homer did that for the Any Key joke way back when. One wonder where the Any Key is.
That's from Scott Pilgrim versus the World. He's sitting there in front of the computer and he says, Wallace, what's the website address for Amazon.ca? Wallace says, Amazon.ca. Cool.
Thank you. You're a lifesaver. Is what he should have said afterwards. I don't know. I never watched
this blaster box wasn't here earlier today because I bought out there 3 blaster boxes. So Drive City must have posted this today.
Maybe. I looked literally as soon as you sent the message.
That was an hour after I'd made the order.
And it was there. Yeah. And to JLB's point, I am on Amazon.ca and it is not showing anything.
Like I can get Star Wars, I can get hockey cards, of course, because
they must really think that all you care about is hockey. Because that's all.
Well, no, I got Mandalorian collection figures, Yoda, Power Rangers, everything but AEW cards.
Let's try a grand total of $500 on Amazon today. I don't need to be buying any more cards. I'm not gonna get the Brody Lee. Somebody wants to get
you can, however, for $39.99 on Amazon.ca, buy a Heritage Wrestling Cards blaster box for 2015 Topps WWE.
Yeah, there's some really good vintage WWE stuff on there still.
Mm-hmm. That 2015, of course, was the year Sting.
Yeah, I saw that one earlier today. Okay, I guess just found it now. I'll try to find that one.
Or for the same price, the Topps WWE Road to WrestleMania trading cards blaster box for 2015. So you could get some sweet ass 2015.
Some John Cena.
The 29.91, the 2021 Topps WWE Star cards. Not bad. 25 cards for $30. That's not too shabby.
Which
they have a lot of 2015 up. The 2021 Topps WWE Superstar cards, purple multi-pack B. Yes, sir.
So you can get a blaster box of Panini Prisms 2022 on Amazon.ca right now for $90. Or you can get a single. Now, keep in mind, the blaster box has 24 total cards in it for $90. Or you can get a single 15-card hanger pack for $40.
Jesus.
I feel like you go ahead and get two
Yeah,
single
the singles and you,
save yourself $10.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, and by the way, as we've seen, the hanger packs are actually the better packs.
well, because the hanger packs have the red, white, and blue bonuses in there that you
Yeah.
can't get in the blaster box. So I love how you put in wrestling trading cards, and it's like, oh, you want wrestling trading cards? Here's a New York Islanders card pack.
Right? Yeah.
Here's the Panini Prestige NFL football. Here's Topps 2019 Baseball Series 1. Fuck you. Anywho's, we are
Baseball fan
gonna
a ticket. Hmm.
we are going to get on to talking about professional wrestling and not fucking wrestling cards.
Say that's still okay. I'll give it to you.
Yep.
I mean, I guess
Talking
we can
about
talk
wrestling.
about fucking wrestling cards. Here, I take this one here. Who's this? Ilya Dragunov? Okay, but no, just kidding. It's a joke.
You have an Ela Dragunov. That's awesome.
I do, and
That's the whole statement.
it's an orange hollow.
There was a select set that I saw today that looked tempting to buy, but it was expensive.
Yeah, the selects.
Selects.
Yeah, the selects. That's what I've been opening. I really like them. I still have a box from here.
Yeah.
But they're like $40 in store for 4 cards per pack, 6 packs per box. So 24 cards.
You have a Road to WrestleMania board game for $130.
Yeah, bud.
Well, right now they have a Road to WrestleMania make DA Fabe and Detective Mark Smart's board at home game going on. I don't know if you. I fell asleep last night during Raw, so I was tired. But
I came home
was
and
like-
studied some spelling words, not mine. Just so everybody's clear, I don't have spelling words.
I mean, even if you did, there's nothing wrong with having some spelling words. Knowledge
Just
is
trying to
always
make
power.
yourself better, right?
hey, right now, related to this, Otis recently came forward with the fact that he struggled with dyslexia his entire life, and only recently was able to finish an entire book for the first time ever.
That's pretty.
Not just any book, mind you. Stephen King's Pet Cemetery.
Yeah.
Hot diggity damn. Good for him.
Yeah, good for him.
This is a real life thing.
Real life.
Or
Yeah,
a
real life.
character thing?
Real life thing.
No, real life, real life.
No, in real life.
Okay, got it. Real life.
Yeah, no, and he was super proud. He posted it on his Instagram. He thanked the teacher that helped him out for everything. And he mentioned that the book itself is actually better than the movie, as usually books are, because there was more detail into some of the stuff that the movie didn't really dive into. So, or
Stephen
dove into.
King's books sometimes break that mold.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
The Shining, I would say, is a better movie than a book, especially the Jack Nicholson version. But that has to do with the quality of actor.
Well, it does. It also it's almost an entirely different story.
Yeah.
Like
Misery was a better book than a movie, though. Significantly better book than a movie.
And so, in reality, Stephen King did not like the threat, the movie The Shining for a long time because he thought it changed way too much about his book. It may have changed it to the better, arguably, but
Most authors don't like the cinematic renditions of their books.
Unless it's to the T the same. You know what I mean? That's just the creators.
Yeah, unless they were a part of the creative team, yes.
Yeah.
Most. I didn't say all the time. That's not 100% of the time thing. So, anyway, this is the Fantasy Booking Institute, and this is where we pretend that we knew something.
Give me a second here.
Other people don't
because
know.
He's trying to keep the podcast going there, bud.
I found the video that I was talking about, broski.
Talk about your video.
Talk about. Mm-hmm.
Where I say no in real life. It's this video from the aftermath of an actual MMA fight recently.
Oh man! Oh, I
didn't do the full part of it. Okay, I'm gonna have to come back to find it because the interviewer says, "You mean like in the ring?" And he's like, "No, in real life."
Oh my god!
And so I thought this one was gonna do that clip, but it didn't do that part of the clip. It literally just
it was against YouTube's. It was against YouTube's terms and services.
It was on Twitter. Let me see if I can find it. Jesus. Apparently, that guy is also a internet comedian. So his
okay. Well, obviously he's not like legit,
but it's just when he
it's still fucked up though.
Says Assad. No, that's not it. Just because I'm like, no, in real life.
You have a wrestling booking fantasy to find it. We should probably get to one because I feel like it's gonna be we're already 12:30 here. The midterm election's gonna be done by the time we finish.
No, it's fucking not.
It'll be done in Pennsylvania before we start a podcast.
It's first gonna be fucking.
When did I start?
One half of the thing saying, yeah, it was rigged, and the other half saying, no, it wasn't. And then there's going to be 3 months of litigation because some people were angry that they lost. And
it doesn't matter what side.
Doesn't matter what side.
Nope.
Anyways, yes, we will get to fantasy booking. The rules of the Fantasy Booking Institute are simple. We're going to take turns challenging each other to book some unknown and often unlikely scenario in the world of professional wrestling. We do not discuss them in advance because we think it's more fun that way, but mostly because we don't think of them in advance usually. They're kind of a spur of the moment sort of thing. I always open it up to JOB and DA Fabe, see if they want to go first or if they would like me to go first.
However you want to do it, bud.
Fuck. I had one. Okay, yeah.
Okay,
so,
JLB.
Nope. I lost it again. Nope.
Why don't you go first, Marks?
Go first, Marks.
Yeah, they're froze or he's not moving.
I was gonna do like a whole midterm thing for you guys, but then I didn't know how to make that uber creative, and I feel like that would talk too long.
Like, let's just,
exactly.
Yeah.
This is why I stopped.
Yeah.
Nope.
We're gonna get enough of that shit over the next 5 days, 10
That's
days, 12 days, 2 years, 5 years,
2 years,
12 years.
2 years, and we're gonna get this until the next midterm election.
5 years. Okay, while he's thinking.
Yep. And he won his match, so kudos to him. I would talk shit too.
I just love how the interviewer's like, I really don't know how to process this. Let's just shoot it back to the studio.
We just had a murder threat live on air.
Yeah, you mean in the ring, right? No, in real life.
Okay, I got one.
Oh, hey, okay.
It's gonna be kind of fun. It's gonna be a branding thing.
I
So
appreciate you not making it completely fun. I don't know if I can
It's
deal
just
with
kind of fun.
complete
Yeah, I don't know if I can
Yeah.
handle
kind of fun.
completely fun.
I feel like it's not gonna be completely fun. So I'm not gonna overhype you guys. But we're gonna make it a branding
Brandy.
thing. Brandy, yes. Well, I mean that could be
Brandy,
one of the brands that
Brandy.
so we'll make it a branding thing, and we're gonna go with basically I'll give you guys brands, and you have to give me the wrestler and its new slogan to go along with it. So you can't use the.
Dirty fucker.
That's
Not
right.
my
That's
shit.
right. Little creative. Little creative.
Oh,
Why?
yeah,
You were gonna do something like that?
Super creative considering
It's
DA
my
Fan
go
did it,
back.
like 6 weeks ago. And,
That was 6 weeks ago. So that was then. This is now. I don't remember what I did 2 minutes ago, let alone 6 weeks ago. Okay,
You
so
pooped right before we
I
did the
did.
podcast. Remember, you were
I-
going to the bathroom.
I wish
I'll
I
be right
did.
there.
That would be.
Live.
Let the demon
for those-
out. All right. So this is what we're doing. This is how we're gonna do it. And
Okay.
so I'm gonna shoot out a brand. So let's first start with Adidas. Any of you guys can go. Either one.
I'm gonna say Edge because he's the rated R superstar.
Is he gonna come out to Corn Song?
Yes, he is. Because all day he dreams about sex.
All day. I dream about sex at all day. I dream about sex at all.
You appreciate that?
I'm just trying to think. God, I have to jump through some hoops really quickly.
What is Adidas' slogan right now, technically? Adidas.
Not all day I dream about sex, which would have been
No,
a smart move
that
on
was-
their behalf.
Colt Cabana is
Impossible
going to
is
be their new
nothing. Impossible
Colt
is
Cabana.
nothing. Is their
Colt Cabana.
Boom, boom.
Colt
And their
Cabana.
slogan is going to be, he's our Jewish friend.
Yeah, they gotta do they gotta do some
This is
yay
all about
recovery
PR,
there.
man.
This is all about PR. That's it. Oh Jesus!
I mean,
am so
they've had to do this for a long time, considering their founder does. This is true. This is true. Adidas has to play this PR game with this because their founder made the uniforms for the Hitler Youth.
Really?
oh,
Yes.
Jesus.
This is 100% true.
Oh my
His
God!
name-
Kanye could have like used that into his whole defense thing too. If he wanted to like, because Kanye apparently has a whole fascination with said figure. I'm not gonna say his name.
Their founder's
You know?
name was Adolf Adi Dassler, right? Which is where their name comes from. Adi was his nickname.
Well,
and
thank God they
Das
didn't use
So
Adolf.
Adi Das. And he founded the company later known as Adidas. He was originally a cobbler, shoemaker. And then he developed.
I really thought he was a fruitcake, man. Like, when you said cobbler, I wasn't entirely sure. I appreciate that you clarified that that's a
Listen,
shoemaker.
I gotta speak. I gotta speak in ways that the dumbest of our listeners can understand, and if that's you, I guess that's true.
I appreciate you clarifying. It made a world of difference. Oh, he wasn't a fruitcake? Okay.
But yeah, he made the.
Well, I mean, even if he was, there's
He-
nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong
And
with that.
so Adidas as a company now distance themselves from that in every way, shape, or form. which is why they were very, very quick too. When Kanye said, "I can say anti-Semitic shit," they were very quick to say, "No, you can't." No,
And he's like, and Adidas can't fire me. Adidas like, oh,
And, like,
really? Let's just check with
sure
our
can.
lawyers on that one, see what's going on there.
we sure can fire you, and we'll take the loss. That's fine.
It's only 250 million.
Yeah, what's really funny though is this without getting super political about it, whatever. This really shows how dumb Kanye is because he then went and showed up at the headquarters of Skechers to try to get them to pick him up, not knowing that Skechers was founded and CEO'd by two Jewish people, right? So they're not going to have anything to do with it. I'll put you in timeout again, Big JC.
I don't like you being.
All right.
I'm.
So
Oh, he also
I'm not
redeemed a no
Google.
cursing. Oh,
No, they did. Well, bull honky.
bull bananas.
We'll go ahead and say it starts right at the 30-minute mark here to make it easy.
oh, that's
for us
really
to do.
peaceful. So thank you. Fuck.
Fuckity fuck fuck fuck. Yes, it's true. Nobody fucks.
You still got that out after the one.
No.
You sure did.
Why would you sing the Canadian song, man? Like of
Because
all the
I
things you go
am
straight for,
Canadian.
go straight for Trey Parker, Matt Stone, Canadian swear song.
I was trying to see if I could finish that entire song before he got to what. Didn't work out.
Notice how I didn't actually name the title of the song because
I know.
don't wanna,
Good for
I don't
you.
wanna
Good
violate
for
the
you.
rules.
I mean, I don't know what song you're referring to. I need the title of the song.
Uncle
Guys.
Uncle
Fudge face.
Maybe Ambrosia can help us with this because she doesn't have to worry about that stuff. So, anyway.
Okay, so your next brand is going to be Ray-Bans.
This one writes
Bret
itself.
Hart. Is this Bret Hart?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's
I'm
Orange
going
Cassidy.
Bret Hart. Orange Cat.
Orange
Okay,
Cassidy,
so
right?
you're going current. I'm going to the past. Both guys known for wearing shades.
Mm-hmm. Specifically for Orange Cassidy, he wears aviators, which are the main style of Ray-Bans. Now, he wears cheap aviators because he wears them in the ring and they get messed up all the time.
Yep.
And he ain't about to spend that Ray-Ban money on it. But if they become his sponsor and start throwing those Ray-Bans at him, heck yeah, he'll start wearing actual Ray-Bans out there. And their slogan will just be
Where, whenever, whatever. Okay, just the thumb, just the.
So mine's Bret the Hitman Hart, and again, it's going to be the best there are, the best there were, the best there ever will be. Ray-Bans.
That's fair. That's a fair point. I don't know if it's also for football equipment. I think it might just be for hockey, but CCM.
If you're Googling CCM right now, say hello. Hello.
hello.
Really? Oh, okay. What is it in? I thought
It is
CCM was
just for
all across
hockey.
the board.
So
Yeah, it is entirely just hockey.
Just okay. Got it.
That's fine. We can do hockey. I just
yeah.
Who does football
hockey
equipment? Oh, I guess it's the Reeboks.
Rydell.
Rydell
Reebok.
does some.
Rydell.
Under Armour does some. I mean, it's
Under Armour
it's
definitely.
If you're
does
talking pads, like what it looks like you're talking there, it's mostly Rydell.
Yeah,
Mostly Rydell. Not entirely, but mostly.
but if you're like helmets, go through a couple different companies.
Anyway, CCM. I'm gonna give this to Chris Jericho because his dad played hockey.
That's a fair point.
So it'll just be
Slap it in, man.
it'll be like, put this on your list of hockey gear to buy.
I like it. I like that. Although Jericho did mention he would never use the list ever again in wrestling,
Well,
so that does work.
Yeah, enough money for hockey at promos.
Yeah.
I mean, I was gonna say, hey, my dad didn't have CRT, and he was around for my childhood, so use proper hockey equipment. But I think that's a little sensitive.
I think you were on the right path when you were starting to say CTE and you changed it to CRT, which is something else altogether.
What's CRT?
Yeah,
what
the fuck? I was trying to.
Currently,
Politics again.
it's politics. And no.
Leave politics out of the conversation.
I was trying to. It was an accident. I apologize.
I will say I wasn't the one who did it this time. Okay.
Lord, I apologize. Be with the starving Larry the Cable guys in Florida.
Fair enough. So who you bringing in? One's Jericho.
Trying to decide whether I want to go PCO or not.
What?
PCO.
I'm all ears, but like
He's
hockey
Canadian.
sticks, you're just gonna
So he has nothing to do. Yeah, like at least there's a
like he
connection
hits somebody with a hockey stick and he goes, didn't break.
That's great equipment. CCM.
Somebody hits him over the head with it.
What it'd have to be is first he gets hit over the head with an inferior hockey stick and it shatters. And then he gets hit over the head with a CCM hockey stick and it knocks him to the ground. And then he's like, PCO approved.
PCO for CCM.
That's actually a pretty good slogan. I don't mind that. PCO for CCM. You're sticking with PCO?
Yeah, I think I'm going to stick with PCO. To answer about football, when you talk about helmets, there's about 3 or 4 different brands that make American football helmets.
Okay.
Schutt, Rydell are the 2 biggest ones. And then it looks like Vicus, I don't know exactly, makes another brand.
Isn't a ficus a fake plant?
No, this starts with
they're real plants
Vicus.
too.
Vicus, VICIS. V is in Victor.
Didn't that break our no swearing rule there?
Why? Because of Vicus?
Well, he doesn't know what that word means in Canadian. It's another language than American.
But
well, I mean, we also have Bauer, Warrior, True, Sherwood. Easton is also a very popular one. So technically, we have more than just CCM. It's just CCM tends to be one of the popular ones.
Which is why the inferior ones break on PCO's head.
Fair. All right. Apple.
Bananas. No, sorry.
Wrong game.
Thought we were playing word association again. I apologize.
It's gonna be the Miz. Because he's the Hollywood A-lister. And so it's gonna be A-listers carry only apples. And it's gonna feature like him on red carpets, carrying his Apple product. They're gonna be red carpets entirely for WWE produced direct to streaming movies, because that's all he ever gets in. But
he's no rocker Cena, I'll say that much.
Meanwhile, the less famous Miz, MJF, is being cast in an A24 production of the biopic of the Von Erichs. So,
which is with Zac Efron, who looks fucking amazing. Who looks amazing as Zac Efron. I didn't swear. I was yawning.
Point.
You're cursed.
There's a point.
Okay, The Miz, fine. Although The Miz would probably be very upset because probably it was an Apple hidden camera that had caught The Miz talking to the private investigator and admitting to the fact that he did in fact pay Loomis all that coin because he
That was
assumed he
entrapment.
was a producer.
It was
Hey, it is what
entrapment.
it is.
He was tricked into saying that.
He
the
was
producer-
not tricked. Calm
the
down, Corey
producer-
Graves.
The producer tricked him, made it sound like if he said he did it and everything, he would get a job. That's entrapment. That's coercion. That's leading the witness, Your Honor.
Calm down, Corey Graves. I didn't realize we were going to have an A-list celebrity on our show.
So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say it's Carlito.
If you don't have an iPhone, you're not cool.
You're not cool. Yes. And I spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool.
And he literally eats the apple in the way so that it does show like the Apple logo,
The shape.
the old school
I
Apple.
mean, he'll take a bite out of an apple, set it down, and it'll look like the Apple logo. Yeah.
Eating apples are cool.
You know
so
why
is the
that
laptop.
hat has a bite out of it? They didn't want it to look like a cherry on smaller items. It's the only reason. That's forward thinking. They didn't know way back in 1988 that they were going to make iPhones. Good job on their behalf.
If you say so. If you want to shoot that narrative out there, by all means.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's forward thinking. Our little logos will look like cherries. We need to have a bite out of it, so it looks like an apple. You do need a bite out of it, so it looks like an apple.
That's fair. We are gonna go with. Okay, so we did shoes, we did brands, electronics. We'll go with Xbox or Microsoft. Microsoft. The enemy to Apple.
Specifically Microsoft, not Windows.
Microsoft, not Windows. The actual. So you can technically, because obviously they have plenty of people doing various, either for the video game portion or Windows or other various products. So Microsoft as a whole ambassador for the company. Who gets that gig?
Well, fuck.
Oh, it's over?
Yeah, he waited just enough to watch. He waited almost 2 minutes.
I waited a
longer
minute and a
than he
half.
had to.
Yeah, almost 2 minutes. Now it's 2 minutes
Nice.
longer. All right.
Fuck yeah.
All right, Microsoft. Go ahead and give it to us. They're smart, so I'm going to let you go first.
I don't know what I'm going to do for Microsoft yet.
Okay.
Okay, so no one's gonna go. Would you like me to give you a Microsoft product then? Would that be maybe a bit easier?
No, I'm letting Smarks is thinking, and I have mine right behind it. Just gonna let him go first.
He's using his noggin.
Mm-hmm.
Using my nuggles.
You always give us a challenge, and if we take too long, you start trying to modify it.
Don't modify. Just
Modify.
patience. Hey, ADD.
Musa.
Hey, ADD.
Musa.
Take your time and start. The fuck was that?
It's the ghost in your house. Let them live, okay? Let them live.
The one that knocked down my shelves on Sunday night. Motherfucker.
We're just roughhousing it.
Trying to decide whether I throw a sponsorship bone to Marty Jannetty. Because I was super kicked through a window once, so I know Windows. And Microsoft makes the best Windows.
Speaking of Marty Jannetty and Bones, he'd like to throw his at his daughter.
Yes.
That's
Who's
creepy.
I found out she's not actually my daughter. I only raised her as my daughter and have thought of her as my daughter for, her entire life.
So, is it okay?
Yeah.
No.
And presumably
Definitely not.
have wanted to fuck her for most of her life, and only now that I know that she's not actually my daughter,
I actually can.
can I? Fuck off.
What the fuck is that?
Ugh.
Did that turn out to be true? Yeah, right? Because it was actually his own words, right? That wasn't
Yes,
just a
he
report.
tweeted
his
it
Twitter.
out. Blue check verified, motherfuckers.
This was
I
before
don't know.
you could just
I don't
pay
think-
$8 for it.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna pay $8 for it.
I mean, it's only one wrestling match.
Oh my god.
Anyway, that's what you're going with?
I think I am. Either that or I was going to go with HBK. And it was going to be a variation on it, but the one Windows I can't kick my partner through.
But I'm going to try.
Especially if he talks about fucking his daughter again.
Fucking creepy. I'm going to go with... I originally was going to go with Bill Gates in a Battle of the Billionaires, but since Vince is retired, I'm okay with not. And so I'm going to go with Dexter Loomis. With these windows, with these windows, I can stock them everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't
Yes,
know
yes.
if that's a good marketing
Fir-
PR
First, first he's going to be looking through some windows, and then it's going to go to him sitting in front of a computer.
And reading the Mrs. email.
Yeah, but his eyes are gonna be like wide open. He's gonna be like,
Why did he become cross-eyed?
oh. That's just my eyes. Leave me be.
Fuck. Your eyes are not cross-eyed.
No, my eyes just move though. So at some points,
At some points, there's...
at some points they can be.
You guys seen the
You're doing
video
pretty
going around where the guy says, "I'm gonna murder anybody who even looks at me," and the girl, he turns and looks his head.
Whoa, his daughter agreed with this? Jannetty said that he and his daughter Bianca had fought the urge to become lovers for some time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what he said. We've talked it over. I know she wants to as well, or something like that.
Yeah, number one, ew.
Ew.
Because especially for him, because he's the more mature one. He should realize that he raised her, which
Yeah,
hey,
there's
you,
no such
groomer.
thing as an even power dynamic in that situation.
No, even at 30, even if she's 30 and he's 60 or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
it just doesn't work. Anyway,
Yeah.
moving forward. So that's mine for Windows is Dexter Loomis.
Oh my god, he actually also goes on to explain it. So that was a New York Post from 2017 that announced that. And then there's a YouTube video of him actually going into detail and him Jesus, I don't
need to see that.
I don't need to see that. Okay, Loomis, and what was the other one? The other one was Jannetty. Okay,
Marty
fair. Now we are going to go with Tesla.
I'll go ahead and go with my original idea. I'm going to do Battle of the Billionaires, Elon Musk versus Triple H. Triple H's spaceship gets lost on the trip there. Elon Musk just launches him farther away. No.
Oh,
It's
man.
a battle of the billionaires hype war, and Elon Musk blocks Triple H's fucking.
Well,
Twitter
I mean,
account.
it's more about the car, though, right? So you kind of have to make it car related, not his
I don't
other
give a shit.
business, not his other shitty business ventures.
Okay,
But,
fine.
his
It's The
car.
Rock. It's obviously The Rock because that is the most electrifying
Electrifying.
automobile in
Automobile.
all of North America. The millions and millions of
millions.
Tesla owners.
I like it.
It's gonna be Sue, Trent's mom.
Okay.
She's gonna give him a ride to the ring in her new Tesla Model X. And he's gonna open the gull wing doors and get out, and then give her a kiss through the window.
And he's gonna hug the Tesla and he's gonna give the people what they want.
And then he's gonna go to the ring, and the slogan's gonna be Tesla, good enough for Sue.
Dustin says Ryback would beat everybody, so that's Ryback would be his choice. Sure.
Oh, Ryback would beat everybody. Feed
Tesla.
me more.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Feed
I
him
mean,
more
Ryback would be
Teslas?
more. I mean, if anything, Ryback would be part of a Chips commercial because he obviously, likes. People know him more for that.
'Cause you can't
chip
eat just
thing
one.
that went viral. Yeah. Someone actually recognized him not because he's a wrestler, but because of that TikTok video that went viral, semi-viral a little bit, and that's how they knew him. They didn't even know him because he was a wrestler. Like, one job, bro.
Main way I would know that he wasn't somebody else is his fucked up grill, but that's just me.
That's fair. And last, but certainly not least, Viagra.
There's so many
Well,
good
I mean-
options here.
The real answer is Vince McMahon, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think we both agree with that. I'm just trying to go with somebody who's still on television.
Yeah, that's the real answer. It's just gonna be a picture of him out to date with his lady friend, and then his age, and then a picture of the Viagra pill. That's it. That's all you need to know.
This is the drug of champions.
And it would be like, or you see him in the bedroom as he's about to have sex with the girl, and she's like, "Oh, honey, you're fired."
What did he refer to himself as? The sexual jackhammer?
Mhm.
Genetic jackhammer?
Genetic jackhammer. I'm a genetic jack. Well, yeah, he was. That's why he got $19.5 million.
Jackhammer.
I wonder how many kids Vince has out there. Allegedly.
I'm gonna go with Pretty Peter Avalon.
Peter Avalon.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want it to go quite as creepy as Big Valboski or
I mean, yeah. I mean, Velveteen
any of
is
these other sexualized ones. I'm gonna just go with Pretty Peter Avalon. It's like that's not the only thing that's pretty, and then he holds up a Viagra, and that's the end of it. It's just I'm not the only pretty thing.
You're not gonna go with Billy and Chuck?
I said I'm not gonna go overly sexualized. He's a perfect middle-aged, not attractive guy. I'm not the only thing that's pretty, and holds up a Viagra pill.
Second choice, Dad.
You were cutting there. What?
Dan the Dad. Second option for me.
You better listen to Raw and Order, or you're grounded. And when you're grounded, I don't know.
No, it's gonna be
Kids, go to your room.
Kids,
Kids,
go
to your
out
room,
and
you're
play.
grounded.
Listen to some Raw and Order. Your mom and I need some time alone.
Your mom and I need to get grounded together.
I mean,
Viagra.
the number of wrestling
Use it when you're
podcasts that are
grounded.
sponsored by Blue Chew, I'm going to go ahead and say that it's happening already. I mean,
Yeah.
penis drugs are all over the place.
Oh my God, Warhorse would be perfect. How long am I gonna take? 1 hour? 2 hours? Who gives a shit? We need to go right now.
Well, right now it would be even more perfect since he just announced today that him and his, I believe, wife are expecting.
Oh, nice.
You got to
That's
see the
perfect.
post.
You know what?
You
You know
gotta
what
see
the
that.
advantage of having sex with a pregnant woman is?
Oh, Jesus. Can't get
They
pregnant
can't get
again.
more pregnant.
That's fair. That's truest words of the truer words have never been spoken, good sir.
The downside is sometimes they end up with a little bit of Dane Bravage. Damn it, Dad!
Well,
that's
I
what
didn't.
happened.
I didn't have to worry about that at all.
Yeah, you just have blind in one eye. Oh fuck, JLB. That explains a lot. Good for your dad, man. Good for your dad.
Oh, Jesus.
Here,
Because your ass is blind.
Oh,
here is the picture. Warhorse from his announcement,
What
right?
to expect when you're suplexing.
That's
He had a specialty book made.
That's hilarious.
it's even better though. I mean, the simple fact it goes deeper than just the name on it.
It's Macho Man. It's
Yeah.
Who does hers have?
Hers is just what to expect when you're expecting, which is the main one. But it's just
body
the number one body
slamming
slamming pregnancy
What
book.
to expect when you're suplex?
first edition.
You even got the
Hold
spine.
up! I gotta go to Amazon.
That's not a thing. I'm sure that's like photoshopped.
Yeah, I 100% checked to make sure earlier today.
It's photoshopped, right?
Yes, it's photo.
Yeah,
Well,
of course.
the real question is, did he get in here and change any of these words? I'm not sure I can read to be certain.
There are some how-tos on how to do a suplex.
Yeah, for sure.
A how-to guide for back mobility.
But seriously, when I first saw that, I was like, what to expect when you're suplexing?
That's funny.
Oh, Snapple. That's a good one. Bam. Well, I'm done, guys. Told you it was mid. It was mid.
Good fallback, isn't it? It's a fun fallback.
You know.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Fabe, you want to go next? You want me to go next?
Dum, dum.
I want you to go next because
Okay.
I haven't been thinking.
Okay. So, mine's a simple. Simple.
Yours
yet-
is simple. What? There you go.
Well,
There was
it
a
is
but.
simple.
There was a but.
But it's still going to be in depth, right? I was thinking about this the other day. I saw someone tweet, "Hey, I'm a new fan to wrestling. What should I watch?" And I thought to myself, we should create a list of matches that we think should be the first matches to recommend to a new professional wrestling fan. Right? So these are
Ooh, those are things like you would rule out the Iron Man match because it's so long.
exactly that's why it's interesting, because this is like we're putting together a 8 match pay-per-view level compilation, but it's got to be what are the ones that you think would help a new wrestling fan get into the
Wrestling.
sport without overwhelming them. And something like the Iron Man match would
That's
overwhelm.
overwhelming.
It'd be probably too much for a
Well,
brand new
it
wrestler.
depends on the Iron Man, the 30-minute Iron Man between Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar might still be on that list because that's only 30 minutes, and
Yeah.
there's 17 total falls. It's 9
Mhm.
to 8. The 1 hour one fall is probably too long. The other piece too that's tough is you can't put like a WrestleMania X7 Stone Cold and The Rock on here because there's so much
You have
storyline
to go
build up to
recent
that.
though. Yeah, that's all
Well,
based off storyline.
so much storyline build up to it, so you don't get that either. So, I could put ones that are on the not too pretty quickly, like
So here, to make it just easier on, since I say we're trying to do eight matches total or so, just do four from you, four from JLB. So
okay.
you're not trying to fill out a ton. What are the four like go-to matches that you would recommend for someone absolutely brand new?
But they know what we currently know, even if you're not a wrestler.
Yeah, have they just not been following wrestling at all then for like a long
If you're not
while?
a wrestling
This
fan.
is totally
Just
new to
not a
wrestling.
wrestling fan. Wow.
But they know pop culture is what I'm asking.
They might know, yeah. And here's the they
Like they
they
know who
know,
Dwayne Johnson is, and they know who
yeah.
John Cena is.
They know that wrestling is screwed, not coming in that this is going to be really, uh, you know, realistic. Whatever. They know that it's scripted. Um, but these are, it's got to be ones that draw them in, that don't scare them off. I mean, there's a ton of fun iron or death matches, but that legitimately might scare off new fans if they're the
This
first
is
set.
gore,
I mean,
yeah.
like this is someone comes up to you and says, "Hey, I know you're into professional wrestling. I've heard a bit about it. I want to get into it. What are the matches I should watch?" So they've never really watched a match. They've never watched anything. These are you putting together the matches.
My very first match is Cody Seth WrestleMania.
That's a fair, yeah. I would agree with that.
17, 22 minutes, something like that, of just really good wrestling. Which the commentary was a really good job of telling the story there. Yeah. Cody Seth WrestleMania.
Okay. You want to go back
Um
and forth? Have JLB do one?
yeah, I guess we can do that. Because it's still in my head and there really I guess there was a tiny bit of a storyline, but it's still in my head as one of the best matches that it's in my top 5 still. Dragunov versus Walter at NXT.
Oh, good call.
Because
Fire match.
It's a great match. I don't know if it'd be my, hey, you're brand new to wrestling. Here's what, but this is not my list. This is
Very
your list.
brutal. Very brutal, but it's probably the 8th one on the list instead of the first one that they watch.
yeah. I'm trying to pick an FTR match. Give them a little dose of the tag team division and FTR, but I'm just trying to figure out.
Young Bucks versus Lucha Bros cage match. There wasn't a lot of blood, a lot of crazy ass shit that they can go, oh my gosh, wow, these guys are still incredible athletes, and I mean they're aware that it's fake, so. That one only got 4.7 stars, which is stupid. Meltzer sucks. 4.75.
Ew, why would that match be there? Man, I would. I don't want to expose them to too much tag team either. Ooh, you. Sammy Guevara, Cody Rhodes at Beach Break.
Cody Rose? I don't know if I've seen that one.
Rhodes.
No, that's a good one. I mean,
It's kind of spotty though. I don't know if
spotty can be fine as long as it still tells a story, and I do think that still tells a story. Woohoo! Big JC just cheered 10 bits. I guess I won't mute him for a while.
He's a good guy. I don't like that you're mean to him.
Gotta be mean sometimes. Okay. DFA, back to you.
Oh,
Question two.
okay. He's stuck with Cody Rhodes. Okay.
I think so. I mean, I guess, I don't know.
I did.
All right. I am going to present the ridiculousness of the cinematic match. I don't know if this is a good move or not, but I'm going to go ahead and do the John Cena and Bray Wyatt match because there wasn't a ton of history between those two. There was history, but not a ton. But if you knew John Cena, pop culture wise, big burly buff, Mark Wahlberg only taller and bigger. You would be able to watch that and go and be entertained by it. And so I'm going to go with John Cena, Bray Wyatt, cinematic match. 6 minute filler, 8 minute filler, 10 minute filler, whatever it was. It was a relatively short filler.
Wow. Okay. For them to get into wrestling, you're going to show them a cinematic match?
Yeah, bud, because it can be more than just the traditional high flyer craziness.
I mean, I'm fine with the concept of doing a cinematic match. I don't know if that would be the one I'd choose, but again,
Which one would you choose? I mean, while he's thinking, which one would you choose?
it's tough. Part of me is thinking the original Stadium Stampede.
God, it's long though, man.
It is long, but it's varied enough because it pops between people and people and people that it really feels like 4 different matches. You know what I mean? And it's got some big spots and then some crazy stuff that works with the cinematic.
I can tell you what it's not: Edge versus Orton.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably not AJ versus Undertaker.
Yeah.
Right.
Certainly isn't the Money in the Bank. That eye roll was definitive, man.
I would go with the Forbidden Door match there for the Atlantic Championship. Pac, Connors, Malachi, and Miro. I thought that was a very fun matchup, and you get that, and you also get that brute force of Miro also being really looking great in that match too. And just because I have it in my head right now, I think I would also go with, if I can, a collage of like the Sheamus versus Walter matches, because I think those are.
We'll just throw it in the highlight reel.
Well, I mean, I just don't know which one was the
highlight
best
reel.
one. I just don't know which one was the best one. The last one was pretty good, but the SmackDown one was also pretty.
Kind of like we were talking at the beginning. The tough thing is, the best one might not be the one to show a new fan.
Brutality-wise,
a brand new fan. What we consider the best of something.
Right.
Best Hell in a Cell is is still Undertaker, Mankind, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not showing somebody Mankind damn near dying.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. That one might be one that I might just. That's a
Yeah.
game time
This is
decision
a
based on
yeah,
who
yeah.
the person is.
What is this
Yeah,
the sixth or
that's
seventh
it.
video, and you're in it, and they're like,
Uh,
"Man, these are great."
You know,
Have you
it-
shown them TLC 2 or something
yeah.
like that?
Here's an example, right?
I mean, I feel like I
Um,
always show them TLC from X7. So
Yeah. Here's an example, right? Depending on who you ask, the third of the Omega versus Okada matches was the best match. But that's
that
not
shit
the
was
one
long.
you show. Not
Way
only was
too
it
fucking
long, not only was it
What?
long, but it was the end of a story, and you want to show them the start of the story, which was the first match. You know,
Yeah,
even though it's not, at least according to most people, the best of the matches. You know what I mean? So, anyways, I think Fabe has one more to do.
yep. I'm gonna
holy
do,
moly, we have 5 people watching. Look at us go.
I'm gonna do Osprey. There was 6 a minute ago. I'm gonna do Osprey and Moxley United States Championship, NJWP United States Championship, with the Osprey kick out that still got counted.
Okay.
That is a really good match to show different styles, to show the kick out, to show story building that never got finished being told. But Osprey Moxley. I wanted to get Omega in there somehow, but it's tough to give him that first match because he's so good at building stories. That what do you use? Omega Moxley? Well, no, you had to build the story. Okay, Omega Hangman. Well, you have to build the story. Well, Omega Okada. Maybe the first one. Maybe.
If I were to choose an Omega match, I think I'd probably choose the tag team match, Omega Hangman versus the Young Bucks.
That's not a bad choice.
Because it tells a story. You don't have to know a ton in advance. Like, you literally can tell someone
You
before.
just say, these guys are all friends.
These guys were all best friends. They started this company together. Hangman is kind of not getting along with the other ones quite as well, but he's tag partners and current champion, or whatever, right?
Yeah. It's not hard to say Logan Paul versus Roman. That would draw people in.
That would draw people,
Especially when you had that pop culture icon, you know.
I would definitely put that over the cinematic.
Yeah,
Fuck you.
I'm sorry.
I also, like, me
For
personally,
calling me cross-eyed, you fuck.
I'd probably put in, like, Steamboat versus Savage from WrestleMania 3.
Steamboat Flair.
Yeah, but you
Or-
can't. If
Why
they're gonna
can't
get
you?
into current wrestling, Steamboat
You-
Savage is.
You
Get into
100%.
wrestling.
They're getting into wrestling, and wrestling has heritage. Even if you're talking about getting into current wrestling, you still need to know heritage. You're getting someone into football, you show them classic football games as well as modern football games. You're like, here, check out this
Watch
footage
this
from.
dude break ankles. Barry
Yeah.
Sanders footage.
Yeah, here's some Barry Sanders. Here's
That's fair. I see your point there.
Jim Brown running people over.
here's
Here's Mike Allstott, the greatest fullback.
exactly. There's a lot of that. So that's why Steamboat versus Savage is a great one for it. And it really set the table for things. Plus, good wrestling is good wrestling regardless, right? You find good wrestling matches, they stand the test of time. So that's one that I probably would do. I mean, it's still, even from a modern standpoint, just from a technical standpoint, it's still definitely
It's
up
so
there.
different, though.
I think
if you're going to try to, football is very different. Okay, maybe they I don't. Again, I'm not a crazy, but like I could say hockey. Hockey, for instance, back in the 70s and 80s was really hard hitting. If I'm gonna try and get someone into hockey now, which doesn't have that necessarily as much hard hitting, but it does have or a lot more or a lot of fights as it did back in the day. If I show them something from the 70s, they're going to be expecting, or the 80s,
Wait.
they're going to be expecting something
Time out.
like that now.
You're not
like,
going to show them some
very different.
Gretzky great moments or Patrick Waugh's best saves or
yeah, absolutely. But I'm saying, but that's the 90s. That's more the 90s though. The 90s,
okay,
it was
that's not now. Wrestling in the 90s was very different than it is now. Remember, it was called an era. What was that era? Attitude era,
mm-hmm. Right?
Which meant it had to have storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to go to the Attitude era.
Yeah, and in fairness, WrestleMania 3, that was New Generation era. That was right before Attitude era. And it's still, the wrestling that is in that match, I would put up there from a technical standpoint with anything you see today. There's a reason that Ricky Steamboat is looking to do his last match to this day right now. Because his style is still something that goes on today. Macho Man's style is still something that goes on today. I mean, Warhorse practically copied, Control C, Control V, change a few things so the teacher doesn't catch me. You know what I mean?
Don't do Control P. That just prints it.
Yes. Then they know. Like, I know what's going on here.
And going with your WrestleMania 3, does not Andre Hulk tell the story by itself? In a 12-minute match, it tells the story all by itself without having to know anything about it. Big dude trying to lift huge dude up.
Yeah. The simple fact is, wrestling is about theater. And just like if you're trying to get someone into a genre of movies, right? Say sci-fi. Sure, you show them the most recent Dune and the most recent Star Trek movie or whatever, everything. But you also show them classic sci-fi like 2001: A Space Odyssey or the original Star Wars, A New Hope. You still show them the older stuff because it still stands up and it's still part of the genre. So, other matches that I would probably include.
Yeah, there's one more I wanted to throw out.
Oh, go ahead.
If you're trying to test the waters on the brutality, a really good one is Goldberg and Brock. And I know that people will be like,
you're putting a Goldberg match in there.
Goldberg Brock, the recent one, the 5 Spears of Doom, is a really good match to test and see if that person likes the technical standing or the sheer brutality. It's a good way to go, what do you think of this one? And you do it in about 2 minutes.
Yeah. Another one, Bailey versus Sasha from NXT Brooklyn.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. For
sure. That's an easy one. You don't have to do a ton of storyline to build it up.
Adam Cole, Johnny Gargano.
Yeah, Adam Cole, Johnny Gargano, or Johnny Gargano versus Andrade. I've mentioned this before. I think it was Gargano versus Andrade 2. Was the first time I watched.
I gotta
NXT.
watch that still. Fuck.
Yes, it was the first time I watched an NXT pay-per-view. I knew nothing about NXT. I hadn't watched any of it, and I was just like, you know what, let's watch. And I didn't know who Gargano was. I didn't know who Andrade was. I didn't know any of the storyline. Within seconds, I knew who was the heel, who was the face. I could root for someone. The action was really good. The storyline was really good. I think it was just a really great kind of combination there. Another one I wanted to bring up that I would probably do, although this is you mentioning test the waters on brutality. This one definitely is probably more than test the waters on brutality. This would be another one of those, feel how they are and all that stuff.
TLC.
No, Cody versus Dustin.
That was in my brain. What's
The
your tolerance
blood,
for blood?
yeah, the blood is the toughest thing on it. But the match itself, you can just say these are brothers. They are both
And that's
second generation wrestlers, who both revere
I've
their
never
father,
been world champion.
and neither of them have been world champion. And this entire feud is based on them, wanting to make their father proud in the afterlife because their father is not around anymore. Trying to think of some of the other ones. I think we might have mentioned Rock versus Hogan is something.
I didn't.
If only here's the thing. I don't think it's a great match,
It's a great turn.
but it's a spectacle, is what it is, and that's the thing.
And the
that
pop
maybe,
culture piece, yeah.
yeah, bringing this whole spectacle. That's right. Part of me wanted to think of something from one of the more recent, not super recent WrestleManias, but like that 2015, 2016 era when everything at WrestleMania was overdone so much. Maybe even a little bit earlier, like the Triple H, throne rising up with the girls all around him, era or something like that. Because from this standpoint, this is about, we can show you all the great wrestling, but part of wrestling is the spectacle of it all, right?
HBK Taker 2. WrestleMania 2, the second WrestleMania match between those two. That one's widely considered Taker's best WrestleMania match. And HBK is Mr. WrestleMania. I mean, the dude puts on a show every time he's there. I'm trying to think of a Jericho one that just stands out, and I think Jericho Rock would be a really good one.
I think there's matches in Lucha Underground that would be worth doing, but in reality, it's tough to just pull something from Lucha Underground because there's so much kind of like weird storyline that you have to kind of
if you wanted to pull a weird one from an off-brand, Impact, Kurt Angle, Samoa Joe, their world title match.
Yeah,
that was a really good match.
Honorable mention maybe for like CM Punk versus Cena at Money in the Bank, 2011, I think.
Oh, when he took the title and ran.
Yeah.
That tells the post storyline, which is probably also
post storyline. It also tells a pre storyline. Where are we
going with this?
Yeah, it also kind of tells a pre storyline of the counterculture versus the establishment player. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's got some spectacle to it, so that might be one.
You could maybe get something similar out of Heyman. Heyman led Brock versus Big Show when Heyman turned. I don't think that does as effective as the CM Punk match.
I don't know if I'd put it on my list, but it's at least worth talking about. Ospreay versus Ricochet from Battle of the Super Juniors.
I haven't seen it, but I'm betting it's phenomenal.
Well, this I think you have seen. This is the
double Superman pose.
Yeah, the reason it like
that just fucking kills it at random for me. And he did it with Ray at one point, and it just fucking just
see. And it doesn't kill it for me. However, the match itself, I'm gonna be kind of clear on it. It really just comes off as a gymnastics competition
yes.
rather, or exhibition, not even a competition. It's just like, look at all the flips we can do and the choreographed movements we can do. And that's where, I mean, it's really impressive what they do. And they both are
someone you're trying
tier.
To build their ability to do suspension of disbelief. Who doesn't
that's
have
where
it
it's
yet.
a little tough.
They just go, oh, this is
And that's why I like, maybe
It's like having Braun flip over a tractor
Yeah.
trailer as one of your reasons. Yeah, okay, whatever.
Um,
Okay, Boomer. That's where you go with that.
um,
Are you back from PN? Do I hear you laughing?
Yup.
um,
I'm back.
trying to think if there's another one.
I'm back.
Better
than ever.
One match I definitely do not show them is Jeff Hardy versus Sting.
No,
No.
definitely
Um,
don't show them that.
HBK Razor Ramon first ever WWE ladder match for an intercontinental title.
That's a potential one up there. That's definitely up there.
I don't think you show the screw job.
The screw job is tough because, like, I was thinking about it, and if you preface it with a little bit of here's what's happening, Bret Hart's the current champion. He is
Yes,
leaving to go to a
he's
different
leaving the
company. He does not like his in real does not like his opponent, right? Vince McMahon doesn't like the idea of his champion being the person who's leaving to go to another thing. And then show it. It might work, but it's tough. It is tough, and I don't know if it's another one of those like game time decision sort of thing. If you watch it and you're like, oh, okay, I think they can understand that they're getting it.
Oh, and I mean, I feel
Maybe.
like they would already know about it. It's been talked so much, and I feel like even non-wrestling fans know about the screw job. You know what I mean? Like,
I met a person with the same name as a famous WWE referee this week. As I was
Earl?
discussing with this person, I'm not going to tell you their name because it was in a business capacity. It's against the law for me to tell you their name.
oh, okay.
In a business capacity, I met this person and I said, I actually have a wrestling podcast, and that your name is the name of a famous referee. And he was like, what? I was like, oh, okay, well. He's like, I watch it now, but I've never heard of that guy. So, very, very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
One
people
I
don't-
debate on.
This is one of the most famous referees, by the way.
Yeah.
So
One I debate on Brock versus Roman from WrestleMania 31, which is the cash in, the Rollins cash in.
okay,
And the main reason, I mean, the match is fine. It's a match. It's Brock
tells the
beating up on
story
Roman
about
for
other
a while.
stuff coming into play.
But the money in the bank cash in. The only thing is you have to explain in advance. And it's because if you explain in advance, there's a guy named Seth Rollins, and he's got so he can cash in at any point for a match. It gives it away, and that's why it's tough.
And he's not going to pull an Austin Theory and cash it on the U.S.
Yeah.
title, though. It's going to be for the world
So
and still lose.
Oh, yeah, we'll talk about that on the other podcast. Here, I'm going to say just this much about it. I don't have a problem with him cashing it in on not the world title.
Me neither. I think it makes the
Hey.
U.S. title look more prestigious, and I loved it. I just don't like
and
what they did afterwards.
Fabe and I talked ad nauseum when Otis had it about how he should cash it in on
For the tag titles.
tag titles, right? The real problem I have is it was a U.S. title open challenge. He could have just challenged for it.
Right.
Like, if he legitimately thought he could beat Seth Rollins, just challenge for it. Anyways,
Yeah.
so the way I think Mania 31 Brock versus Roman could work is if prior in the night you included a Money in the Bank ladder match. So during that, you set up what they're fighting for is that briefcase at the top. Whoever wins that can cash it in at any point for a world title shot. Because then when Rollins comes out, they would see the Money in the Bank briefcase, and they would know, even if the previous match was not the Rollins winning match. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
if you use like the first Money in the Bank ladder match, or just whatever one you think is the best, you can do that and then be able to do this and not have to break the surprise.
Yeah, I think it's too much to tell for 8-match pay-per-view of matches you should watch. But yeah,
Well, that's what
I
there's
think
too much story.
Yeah.
I think one we're missing. Number one, there's something telling about this, and I'll go into that in a second. But number two, I think one we're missing is Darby Allin versus Cody, the time limit draw, the first one.
Mm-hmm.
That tells a story and gets you. I wasn't a Darby Allin fan at that point, and I became a Darby Allin fan.
Yeah.
So, looks like we are supposed to hydrate ish
Oh.
5 times. 5 times, 5 times, 5 times, 5
Five
times, 5
times.
times, 5 times.
Too many more of these, I'm going to have to go get me another drink.
Now's a good time to do that because I also have to go get another beverage, just water. But I might
Well,
do that while you guys are doing the fancy booking.
I can't, we can't both leave because then it'll just be JLB sitting here going,
Oh shit!
I won't go. Calm down. You guys can go.
It'll be like that scene in Wayne's World where Garth is left with the camera alone.
Fucking assholes.
So you go ahead and get your tasty beverage.
I would just talk about Raw or something. I mean, that's pretty
And
easy.
JLB and I will talk about
Wait for the freeze to get over.
Thingamajiggers.
There, the freeze is over. Okay.
Whether the Randy Orton versus Mick Foley no holds barred match from Backlash in 2004 would be one of ours. Or instead, talk about it with JLB.
I would consider the Edge McFoley match to be higher than that one.
Flair's last match, Mick Foley versus Flair. Not his second last match, or his third last match. Well, his first last match.
Oh, the Impact one?
HBK. It's horrible.
Yeah, I think the HBK one might be one to
Would
show.
be worthwhile,
Yes.
for sure.
Retirement match for each.
From a standpoint of saying, yeah, this is a retirement match. The person who loses retires. Because it does tell a really good storyline.
And then HBK retires shortly after. Mm-hmm. And then he has a match in Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
Against the guy who retired him.
But yeah, go ahead and go get your tasty beverage.
Okay,
That's
I'll
what
let you
you're
guys I'm also got a tinkle. See, I don't have to hide it in the private chat, bud.
Yes. Fuck, people know we pee. I mean, I hope
That's
people
fair.
know we pee. We're people. We pee. Listen. Here's the deal. I'm a parent, right? I'm going to tell you this. If you don't understand that everybody pees, there's a book. It's called Everybody Poops.
Everybody pee.
Right?
Everybody poops.
Yeah. It's really great for teaching
Potty
toddlers
training. Yep.
and potty training, right? Everybody poops. So if you have made it to this far in life that you're watching or listening to a wrestling podcast and you don't know that everybody poops and everybody pees, right? Go find that book, read it. It explains everything.
It's a life-changing, life-altering book. Absolutely.
Everybody poops. Jurassic Express versus Lucha Brothers would be a good one to put in there.
That would be a good one too. Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to do your top 10. It would depend on the person. How much do they actually know? What do they know? What kind of stuff they are interested in. It would be kind of good to give them a glimpse of everything. A little WWE, a little AEW, a little Impact, a little hardcore, a little pure wrestling, a little pure entertainment. You would really have to give them a little bit of everything because it's really hard to do a top 8 or top 10 It would be devaluing certain. We didn't even mention a Kevin Owens match. We only mentioned Seth Rollins once. Seth Rollins has had multiple 5-star matches. Kenny Omega, we didn't even mention, I don't think.
I mentioned. I said I would. One DFA mentioned. He just said he struggled with finding a good one for him. I said probably for me it would be the Young Bucks versus Omega and Hangman Page for the tag titles.
Right.
I also thought about, Omega versus Danielson from right after Bryan Danielson got there.
That was an hour match, though. No, wasn't that the one that went to a draw?
That one.
That was Hangman.
Wasn't the one. That was Hangman that went to the draw. It was a longer match, though. It was a tough one. That's why it wasn't top on my list. Another match worth talking about as soon as DFA puts his headset back on, because I want him to hear this.
In the lane, snow is glistening.
Nope.
It's snowing for you?
Beautiful sight. We're happy tonight.
Walking in a woman's underwear.
Whoa.
Guerrero versus Mysterio. Halloween Havoc 97.
Yep. I only know that one recently because it was in the WWE 2K22 showcase.
I think one of the beautiful things about professional wrestling, one of the beautiful stories to tell is the underdog winning. And so we continue to have these things like Seth Rollins cash in, whether he's a bad guy or a good guy, whether he's using bad means or good means, he's cashing in to win the title. Eddie Guerrero over Brock used his fake thing and then also was able to get a nut shot. She was a good guy at the time. I froze.
We can still hear you.
Yep, we can still hear you. If you're talking now, we can't, though.
I'm back. Okay. He was a good guy at the time, but he used heel tactics to win the title. Little guy beating a big guy. David beating Goliath.
Right.
Which is that the story they told with Braun Strowman beating Omos?
That was more like Goliath beating slightly.
Yeah, that was Goliath beating David.
Beating Super Goliath.
Super David.
Yeah.
David on roids.
I think we mentioned WrestleMania X7 TLC match, right? I think that was one of JLB's.
Yeah.
Matt won though.
I don't know if this wins directly based on the wrestling, but maybe for storyline, Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks would be one to consider.
Oh yeah.
Sure. WrestleMania 37.
WrestleMania 30. Okay. Yeah.
Because it's the first time two black women main evented WrestleMania. It was a big win for an up and coming star.
Right.
So that's a potential.
Okay.
Yeah, we can move on. There's so many, like we can do a whole show off of that, or even do like watch-alongs of our like top 5 picks or something. You know what I mean? That would be kind of cool. Relive the greatest matches of our times. No, that might be fun.
What about WrestleMania 30? Bryan Danielson winning the world title.
Yeah, it was an iconic moment. I don't remember the match per se, but
was that Batista?
Triple H?
Orton?
No, that was. I think it was facing Triple H. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Triple H. Okay. But of course, he also had previous.
Batista was in the match, though. No.
No, Batista was the Orton Batista.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was a triple threat earlier. Orton, Batista, and him.
And now it's Smarks that froze. So there we go.
Well, I can
You're
still
back.
hear you, and I can still see JLB. So
I can see him moving, but just not you. Anyway,
weird.
He moves slow.
I do.
He's a slow mover.
It's because of Elon. You've been all my resources, my podcast resources, going to Ukraine instead of to American podcasting.
Well, I mean, I would much rather it go to Ukraine as well, but
Listen, for only
You don't need
$8 a
good
month,
internet.
you can.
be verified
better-
on Twitter.
Well, we will verify any fan who gives us $8 a month. I will create
has that been official though?
Yes,
Like
it's official. He
all the
announced it.
So all the verified check marks I'm seeing now, people are paying $8 for.
Not all of them. People who were previously verified continue to show it for the time being, but eventually will have to. They're creating a new level of verified that's a white check mark. That's going to go to public, like government officials and certain public figures and a couple other things there. So there's another level of verified that is doing exactly what verified is supposed to do. And then what verified used to do is now gone and replaced by whoever wants to spend $8 a month.
$8.
Getting
be
rid
verified.
of the reason for verification in the first place.
Right.
Because it's important to state this right now. Verification was never about was never supposed to be about pride of being verified. It was supposed to be about proving that you are who you claim to be.
Right.
And importantly, this new $8 a month verification blue checkmark thing does not include identity verification. It's right in the terms of service for that. You don't have to verify that you are who you say to be. You just have to verify that you've got $8 in your account to pay for it.
Well, that's
Okay. So,
Okay.
are we ready?
Explain the challenge, and then while JLB answers, I will go get my tasty beverage.
Playa, we're going to do a draft, Playa.
Oh
Fuck.
shit!
The draft is looming over us. We don't know when it's going to happen. We assume it's going to be after WrestleMania. There are some things that are looming along with that. It's contenders. It is recent signees. It is the potential for NXT call-ups or NXT send-downs. There's all sorts of different things. So I want you to book the events leading up to the draft and I don't know, 5 each for the brands, or we'll do 3 each for the brands, so you're moving a total of 6 individually. But you have to book how Roman doesn't have 2 titles anymore. You have to book types of contenders for each side, things of that sort, and then where it goes. Just to give me a general idea of where it goes after that, in your opinion. Entirely exclusive? Do they have 2 or 3 pay-per-views a year? I'll wait.
Okay, so they do. Is he?
Do they have 2
No,
or
no, no,
3?
no.
It doesn't have to be. Do they stay entirely exclusive? Do they have 2 or 3 pay-per-views a year that they cross over? Or 4, whatever that may be. Just your next year in wrestling, assuming a draft, basically, is what it is. Next year in WWE, assuming a draft. And then the 6 draftees.
Okay.
JLB's going first. Go get your drink, man.
Yeah, go get your drink. Go. Get off camera. Get off
I'm gonna go get my
camera.
drink.
Okay. I helped him out. I just reminded him. He can add himself back on. That's why I did it. So
Absolutely. So, I going into. I feel like still going into WrestleMania, you need Roman as
as a dual champ.
As a dual champ, because I feel like now at this point, anybody who faces Roman has to be a pretty big deal, and ultimately would be strong enough to. It would be their major push, and nothing says Roman rather, nothing says this person getting a major push like beating a universal champion with both belts. Because Roman's had it for a year as being a universal champion with both belts, if not longer. So we saw the rumor that, and obviously it makes sense, that Triple H actually has a kind of an idea of who might strip it off Roman. And I honestly think everybody who is mentioned is not a newish superstar, but I think Seth Rollins probably would be the superstar that it would go to, just given the fact that, what is it now, 6-7 months ago, they had a little feud against each other, and Seth is still undefeated to Seth is the only person that has had a win over Roman, and Roman's never beaten Seth. So I think they could easily go that line. Seth Rollins actually being the champion would work. But then they split it after Mania. So Seth is champion for a little while. He gets over cocky. He ends up losing on Raw or something, one of the titles, and then he makes this thing like, no, it was only for this championship, yada yada yada. Because Seth can easily pull that off. I guess Roman could too, with Paul Heyman being his advocate and whatever. Oh, it was in the thing. But I do think, especially at Mania, you would have to have both titles, and Seth would probably take that. I'm starting to lose faith in it being The Rock, although we're still kind of getting hints here and there. The Rock versus Roman. I don't know.
If only there was someone who kept saying that The Rock wasn't going to happen.
I mean, it could still happen. We're still very early. We're 4 months away. So
I was just trying to manage your expectations here, my boy.
I know, and I'm sorry for still hyping myself up. But now I've lowered myself. I brought myself down off Hypomania train, and yeah. So, but I would definitely be down to see Seth versus Roman. That's kind of the only story they could. That's kind of long built for a long period of time, and I think that would be great. I swear to God, if I get a Brock Roman again, I'm a flip. Which I hope Triple H won't do any such thing, or I don't even want a Lashley Roman thing either. They're trying to make Lashley look like a monster. That seems to be so. It looks like he's going to get another push of some sort. So we'll see what happens there. But I digress. So Seth wins after WrestleMania. We do end up getting the draft. The champion is going to end up still being on both shows. But you have to kind of do an open challenge on Raw and SmackDown. That's going to be some kind of rule that they are going to implement. You would have to start doing open challenges on both shows. I think this is where you also then you do see Braun Breaker move up from NXT to the main roster, and he would go to Monday Night Raw. Since SmackDown, I imagine by then will still be great with the ratings. I see. I don't know who you really, because their drafting is stupid. They end up trading everybody and everything anyways. So no matter who I put, but if in terms of
contenders for titles though, so
like who are the champions, who would be on which brand?
Yeah.
For the draft. Okay. So Unbreaker would probably still be champion by then. He would, but whatever. He's going to the main roster. He loses it on their NXT takeover at that point, like NXT always does. Braun Breaker comes back. I think you get. Who's the Walter's still the IC champion? No.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think you do switch the US and the IC to Raw and SmackDown. So you would still have Walter as champion then, and you get Walter over to Raw. You have the US champion, which obviously is not Seth Rollins anymore. You have the US champion being Sami Zayn over on SmackDown. So Sami Zayn will be still on SmackDown though. And so going forward, you would have Cody show up at WrestleMania. So you would continue the Cody Seth feud after WrestleMania. And that's kind of what's going to take you out throughout the year. You're going to kind of have another huge Cody Seth feud go on. So Cody would remain, well, I guess Cody was Raw, right? So Cody would remain on Raw. You'd have Cody go for the world title. Essentially, that could last you quite a few months with the 3-4 matches they've given us. It's fire, so I imagine nothing will change there. You also, and they need better tag teams, man. Because you're gonna have New Day versus Usos again. It looks like, which I imagine they will probably face each other at WrestleMania. With maybe you split up the bloodline. I think that would be kind of interesting. So you have the Usos move to Raw. Roman stays on SmackDown.
Okay, so the draft splits them up.
The draft split would split them up.
Not a feud split them up.
Not a feud. The draft would split them up. Because I feel like you're gonna want to get Oos versus Oos. You're gonna want to get Jimmy versus Jay. I think that would be kind of fun. Since I think we've seen that. We haven't seen that in a while. So brother versus brother sort of ordeal. Ooh. And yeah, I don't know, man. I got nothing nothing else. I would just see Bailey as your champion as well. I think Bailey, it's going to be probably some kind of triple threat. Bailey versus Bianca versus Becky. I think Bianca's keeping it until Mania. No, Bianca, Sasha, Becky. It's going to be a fatal 4-way. Bianca, Sasha, Becky, Flair at WrestleMania for the women's
I've been enjoying my Flairless television.
She's coming back, and she's going to be on that Survivor Series match.
I was surprised she didn't come back at Crown Jewel.
Why would she go all the way to Crown Jewel to come back?
Huge entrance and dollar bills, y'all.
That's facts. Well, she's going to be at Survivor Series, guys, because that's the rumor, right? You're going to have Sasha and Naomi come back to be part of Asuka's team, and you're apparently going to have Flair somehow join Damage Control. So I don't know how that would kind of work. I guess 4 horsewomen kind of, I don't know, but Sasha's on the other team, but Bailey's there. I don't know. So apparently everyone's coming back at Survivor Series. We'll see what happens there. And you probably have Flair go to Raw as well. You just got to change it up. If it were honestly up to me, I just demolish the whole brand split. They don't take it seriously anymore. A trade here, a trade there, It's lost its hype for quite some time now with the brand split, and everyone could do whatever the hell they want anyways. Ray can be mad and say I want to quit and then go to SmackDown, and then they do a trade, JBL.
That's why it doesn't work. So you can fix that. It's up to you. It's your thing. I'm just saying that if you don't like that people are going from one brand to another, in this game, you can make that to be not something that happens anymore. Make the brand split real. You got control, man.
I got control. I know. I just keep thinking that Tripp wouldn't listen to me, but it's my freaking fantasy booking. You're absolutely right. In that case, I would definitely make that a rule where you can't do that, and you would have to have the titles. The only thing is, the champions could go on kind of on each brand, and if someone beats them on the Raw brand for the title, then that title goes to the that specific brand, sort of ordeal. As just part of a monarchy. Oh, now we have the IC title, but it can always kind of switch. That's how you would kind of maybe see some of your favorite wrestlers on both shows, at least. Both the networks would be happy and all that, but you have to keep the same kind of roster off each brand who aren't champions. And
so you're saying there'd still be wild cards, they just have to be the champions.
They would just have to be the champions. And that's the only people that can switch over. So your whole ideal is, and I think it would make being the champion a bit more prestigious too, because you do have that opportunity to go face the other wrestlers on the other brand and see what's going on there. Or, you know what I mean? Like, you do have that advantage as a champion. So I do like that idea. I guess if you do end up splitting the titles, though, that would be kind of annoying, but it would also be kind of cool. Maybe you can always do a champion versus champion, have that as like a special pay-per-view, bring maybe back a Raw. That's how Raw versus SmackDown would really work as a pay-per-view again. If you legitimately make champion versus champion, they have to stay they can switch brands to kind of, if they're the champion, but they can ultimately feud against each other at a pay-per-view, whoever's the champion at that time, sort of thing. So I think that would be kind of cool, but then it might be a clusterfuck too. There's too many titles. We can't throw titles away like they did the 24/7 championship. Although it didn't hit the trash, it fell on the floor because Nikki Cross can't toss belts apparently. Yeah. So sorry, as usual, I'm kind of all over the place in that regard. But you have Seth as your champion. You have Walter as your IC champion on Raw. You have Sami Zayn as a U.S. champion on SmackDown still. And you have the Usos going up to the main roster with Roman, to Raw with Roman staying on SmackDown. And you have Braun Breaker come up. Maybe even Carmelo Hayes come up as well. Because I think those two are the only two that are actually kind of ready for main roster as we speak right now. They better not bring up Eva Rain too early either. Like, keep her down there for a bit. She's uber green. So she needs like another year and a half, maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens. That's my story, guys. I'm sticking to it.
Well, thank you.
You know I hate these draft things.
It was a your control thing, though.
I know, but I don't like being in control. I'm a follower, not a leader.
You said it. I didn't say it. Well, okay. So leading up to WrestleMania, I'm going with the assumption that the draft will be after WrestleMania. If they don't do it now, it only makes sense for them to wait until after WrestleMania in my book. But in the lead up to WrestleMania, we have two things happen. Number one, they switch the Money in the Bank match to an earlier pay-per-view. There's not currently a Money in the Bank holder, so it doesn't disrupt any storylines they currently have, because like we said, Austin Theory cashed it in on the US title and failed. But we start off by that. We go to it happening at give me 1 second here. We got Survivor Series coming up. That's too soon to do it. Currently don't have one in December.
So you don't want to do it at Mania, as they're thinking of?
Nope. It's gotta for my storyline, it has to happen earlier than that. So currently there isn't a day one pay-per-view
scheduled.
So let's see. Okay. So we're going with the concept that he's getting rid of gimmick match pay-per-views as a whole for the most part. Royal Rumble's still going to take place because that's got a history behind it. So Royal Rumble's still taking place in January. Elimination Chamber still taking place in February.
In Montreal, mind you.
Mm-hmm. And but it's not going to be Elimination Chamber. They're going to change it. It's going to be getting rid of the Elimination Chamber. It's going to still be the pay-per-view, but instead, it is going to feature a Money in the Bank ladder match.
That's good. I wasn't a fan of the Elimination Chamber obstructing my vision while watching the pay-per-view.
So this is where the lead-up is important. Royal Rumble in January. Always a big thing. Always lots of surprises here and there, right? Oh, we mentioned it on Sunday night. Cody shows up. Try to decide whether I want him to be 1 or 2 or whether I want him to be 27.
Or 25. Or
25 or whatever.
You don't want him to be 30 is what it sounds like.
He doesn't want to be 30. I want him to have some time in there.
To be Cody. Speaking of which, on our draft, you notice who the most drawn person was Cody and Seth. Might be a reason we like their matches so much.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry,
so Cody shows up. You know what? I'm gonna give him the number 2 entry, right? And have him basically run the table.
Rey Mysterio it.
Yes. It can be a really big moment. And I like him being number 2 because he can have a full entrance and it can be a big full pageantry thing, right? Whereas if he's number 20 whatever, you hear his music hit, he runs down the ramp, you really don't get the whole thing. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
Whereas this one, I want the pop of wrestling has more than one royal family. Adrenaline in my soul, something, Cody Rhodes. Anyways, And then the pop, and he comes out. And the whole thing would be whoever's number one, doesn't really matter, is already in the ring, making his entry. And then they're like, who's going to be number two? That's when it hits. Then number one can look a little shocked. So you get the pageantry there. Cody Rhodes
It'd be
runs the
kind of
game.
crazy if it was Seth though, and then they kind of like feud a bit too as
totally
number
could be.
one. That would be awesome.
There's no reason that couldn't be. It does not play into my plans one way or another exactly who
Right.
it is. So Seth as good as anyone, right? So with that, he wins a shot at WrestleMania for the WWE Undisputed Championship, right? As of right now, the plan is Roman holds on to it the entire time, right? He's held on to it till now. Might as well, right? To backtrack just a little bit, this year's Survivor Series goes on as the way it's being planned right now. It's going to be faction warfare, war games, not brand versus brand, right?
Right.
Royal Rumble comes along. Cody runs the gamut, wins the whole thing. He's got a match at WrestleMania with the champion, currently Roman Reigns. A month later, at the pay-per-view, that would have been Elimination Chamber, that is now no longer Elimination Chamber.
Somebody's a hater.
I still want them to have an Elimination Chamber match later. I just don't want them to have an entire pay-per-view about it. And I think that makes the suspense better. But at that, there is a Money in the Bank ladder match. What can we call it? What can we call it? Because I don't want it to be...
Something, Cody Rhodes.
It's too early in the year. I was gonna
The
say
Mulligan ladder match.
they use Starcade, but that's usually an end of the year one. So having it in February doesn't feel right.
Oh, you mean like the name of the pay-per-view?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I thought you just didn't want to call it the Money in the Bank anymore.
Nope. I just don't want to call the pay-per-view Money in the Bank.
Well, it better not be Valentine's Day Massacre. I'll tell you that much.
Well, there you have it.
Brawl. That's what the February WCW pay-per-view is called most of the time. Super Brawl. And that makes sense, right? So we're going to have a Super Brawl pay-per-view. And it's going to feature a pair of Money in the Bank ladder matches. We're going to have a women's and a men's, right? The winner of the men's Money in the Bank ladder match.
Can't believe you're doing Money in the Bank before Mania.
It's going to play out. Just be patient. Be patient, grasshopper. The winner of the Money in the Bank ladder match is going to be Bobby Lashley.
Oh,
It didn't matter because you were just like...
I was just trying to decide whether Bobby Lashley was the one I'm going to go all in on this. I'm going to keep Seth as the United States champion for a little bit longer. Have him build that back up a bit. It also gives him a chance to have kind of a face turn, sort of, as the champion. Also allows us to put feuds together like Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins for the United States Championship. Got some banger matches out of that. Anyways, but what that leads up to is Bobby Lashley, the face, says, "I'm not going to be one of those cowards that just attacks you out of the blue to cash in. I want a part of that WrestleMania match." So the WrestleMania main event becomes Cody Rhodes versus Bobby Lashley versus Roman Reigns in a 2 falls match. First fall for the WWE Championship, second fall for the Universal Championship.
Okay.
This allows Roman to lose one of them without losing both of them.
Or he could lose both of them.
Yeah, or he could lose both of them. But my point is, it
Without
allows them to go to separate people, I guess, is the real
Yes.
thing I'm thinking. Without, having to jump through too many hoops. He's got 2 challengers for WrestleMania. He's got to face them both. First fall is for the Universal Championship. Second fall is for the WWE Championship. Cody Rhodes is going to win the fall for the WWE Championship. I'm debating on whether I want Roman to keep the Universal, though.
If his win is over Cody, that's a good way to do Bobby Lashley and have Roman not lose any championships, but lose the championship.
That's where I'm kind of debating on it. Yeah, because here's the deal: is we can have Cody win by pinning Bobby Lashley after a spear or Superman punch by Roman, right? But he Superman punches Bobby Lashley, but immediately turns around into a crossroads by Cody Rhodes. And then Cody Rhodes goes over and pins Bobby Lashley. And gets the 1, 2, 3, wins the WWE Championship. And then the next fall happens. You could even have Roman be still outside of the ring. This could be almost rapid fire at this point. Cody stands up. He's celebrating that he won the WWE Championship.
Straight into the Hurt Lock.
Yeah, and straight into the Hurt Lock room. Bobby Lashley stands up behind. You can even have really great camera work of Cody standing there, arms up. Yeah. And then Bobby Lashley's head coming up behind him. And then straight into the Hurt Lock. Bobby Lashley is your new Universal Champion. Roman didn't lose either of them. He was not pinned. But he lost both of the belts, right?
And you still haven't had a draft.
We still haven't had a draft, but this allows the draft to happen without having to worry about, what do we do with the belts? How do we split it up, right?
Yep.
You then establish that now that the belts are split again, the brand split is back in effect. And more specifically, the brand split rules are tightened. There's no cross promotion except for at 2 cross brand pay-per-views a year.
I would agree. I thought 4 was too many.
4 was too many. I think 1 is I think it's kind of hard to do just 1. It also means then you have 5 and 6 split between the brands. It's not quite an even split. So this way you have 5 Raw brand pay-per-views, 5 SmackDown brand pay-per-views, and 2 cross brands, right?
Being, I assume, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania.
Yeah. I think you can do. You could
Royal
do
Rumble being
WrestleMania.
obviously one of them.
Yeah. You could do Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. You could do WrestleMania and Survivor Series if you wanted to go back to that. Royal Rumble makes the most sense though, probably. But the biggest thing is those are the only ones. The rest of the time, it's entirely brand specific, right? Brand exclusive. Which gives you a reason to have to watch both shows. Because now you're not getting recaps of what happened on SmackDown. Because Raw doesn't give a crap about what happened on SmackDown. It doesn't affect them at all.
Oh, they don't even do recaps.
Well, they don't have to. Because it doesn't affect them, right? Until it gets around.
Promote their product.
But it's product on two different cable companies. So it allows them to go to Fox and say, your product is now going to be exclusive on your show, right? People won't be able to find out what happened on SmackDown by tuning into Raw. They will only find out by tuning into SmackDown, right?
That's fair.
And on top of that, you're not going to have to worry about your stars appearing on the other shows. These are going to be your stars, which then allows you to also say that means they're also going to cross promote on other products of yours, like, Fox's NFL show or, Fox's whatever.
Ooh,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand.
They can cross promote. And then USA Network has their stars, and their stars can cross promote there. And so if USA Network is playing I don't know what sports they have, but if say they get the contract for the NBA, Thursday night NBA games or whatever, they can have WWE stars cross promote there that are exclusive to USA Network, right? You won't see these people on the other channel, period. It also then means that all of the belts now become exclusive to their show, right? And the only time there are ever cross-brand belts is potentially during those 2 crossover pay-per-views a year. You could have a champion versus champion match at those. But because they're completely separate the entire time, you can then start to build a storyline of this brand gets better ratings, this brand gets whatever. So these stars want to be on that brand. So they're fighting to be drafted by certain brand. Or this star is loyal to this brand. And he can even say, I don't care if they draft me, I'm not going to go play for SmackDown. Right? They could even make a play on the Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, John Elway, I'm not going to play for that team NFL shtick. But then we have the draft. And at this point, Cody stays on Raw. Bobby Lashley is now on SmackDown as their champion. And at this point, we can have the draft and we can bring up some people. Cody needs some challengers. U.S. belt on Seth Rollins stays on Raw. Seth needs challengers, like I said. We've got Finn Balor. We can have him as their champion or as their challenger. We've got people like Riddle that you can put in that. I do think Braun Breaker is drafted. I gotta be honest, I'm surprised they haven't pulled him up yet.
Yeah, so am I.
So he definitely gets drafted. I heard rumors today about one that would be on my list to draft, and that is one Cameron Grimes to the moon.
I wouldn't mind
he
that.
comes up.
I just hope they don't make him like a complete joke character.
They don't have to.
You know, they
Trips
pull a
is in
Gargano.
charge. Oh, I'm loving Gargano and his character. Do you know why I wear this whistle around my neck? It's a metaphor, but I might actually use it.
Well, I mean, the Miz match is pretty freaking fantastic too, though. Him versus
Yeah.
the Miz was fun. It was long, but it was great.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, that's because he's the Miz.
and
He's
awful. How dare you?
I know. One of my son's spelling words this week is awesome or is awful. So every time I test him, I say awful. He has no clue. He's oblivious.
No. His dad's a wrestling fan. I figured he would see you watch The Miz randomly.
He has. He just hasn't seen enough wrestling to go, ooh, I like that person. Or he's a Cena fan.
Okay.
Way to be a cliche 9-year-old, bud.
Yep.
But yeah, so Cameron Grimes, Braun Breaker, you have a big name drafted to the other brand. I keep the bloodline together because we are still telling a storyline of the eventual downfall, and Roman losing is a great way to tell that storyline. He's lost both the belts. He's no longer at the top. How does he hold the family together? You know, especially if you continue to have Jimmy and Jay as the tag champions.
I particularly enjoy your Roman didn't actually lose concept. I really, so often I don't like that story being told, but when it happens with 2 titles, I think that's gold because it actually builds a future feud between Cody and Lashley, if need be.
Yep.
Say in the draft or whatever. You can do pissed at the authority angle. That works. Almost a Adam Silver or Adam, not Silver, Adam Pierce screwed Roman perspective. Kind of like he did with his Twitter post the other day. Did you watch the whole thing, Smarks?
Of course I did. You think I don't watch the entire Rickroll?
Never gonna let you. Well, I knew that one particular Canadian RCMP.
Yeah, I removed it though because I saw he didn't see my comment yet.
Yeah,
Oh,
I hadn't seen the comments yet, but here's the deal: is first of all, I unironically like that song. There's no irony in it.
Fantastic.
That song is phenomenal, right? So it starts to go, and I start jamming out. Yeah. For so long.
But apparently he always trolls like that. I guess I don't look at Adam.
The beauty of that particular troll is because shortly after that event on Twitter, there had been some behaviors that you might go, asking for your release is inappropriate to a certain Mustafa Ali. And so we're all like, okay. So I really thought it was Mustafa Ali saying, how do I get fired?
Well, it's because of Braun's stupid ass comment, right?
No, that's
was
what
a
I'm
joke.
saying. I thought that's what he was addressing in that video. I was like, wow, shit.
Any other guy, I just want to tell you how I feel. Anyways, I don't understand. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Logan Paul gets drafted to Raw. That's a big one. This will be roughly around the time when he should be back from his ACL, MCL. Assuming he...
Am I the only one who wants to see Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul?
That's part of why I put him on Raw. Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul.
Gosh.
And frankly, Cody versus Logan Paul could be a really fun match.
The dude is a hell of a fucking performer, man.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And the thing is, he's a hell of a performer, and put him in there with people who know how to
accentuate that.
Yes.
I think him versus Ricochet would be fun. I don't think Ricochet does as much for him as Cody or Seth.
I think we take the club, the OC, as a whole over to SmackDown. Because I think club versus Bloodline can be kind of a good back and forth.
Do you think Roman's reached a stage where he doesn't have to hold the title to be intriguing to people?
Yes. Like I said, I think now this whole thing can be, like you said, I got screwed. I should still be champion.
Therefore, you all should still acknowledge me.
Yeah, I'm still the tribal chief, right? And now, how do I hold this together? These people all followed me. These people were all here because I was the tribal chief, because I was the best. And now I'm not the guy who holds gold in this group.
Can amplify Heyman's fear that he shows. That's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you, let's say, make Roman lose before WrestleMania, right? And you do the Roman versus The Rock, I think you have Roman beat The Rock, right? For sure, 100%.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So, if
that
he
match
doesn't
happens,
have a title.
Yeah. If that match happens, you have Roman win. I don't think it's going to happen, but there's no reason to have The Rock win. None at all. It does not help your storylines. It does not help your business.
You're not trying to get him back to a match with Cena for the world title, which he shouldn't have beat CM Punk, but...
No.
Well, I mean, more so of the story of, who really is the king tribal chief. But again, doesn't really tell much. Roman at least getting that one up on The Rock without a title would just make him be able to do his acknowledge me stuff, because he still has that one up over everyone else. I beat the best Samoan alive, whatever kind of thing. I still got that over you, everyone. So therefore you all should acknowledge me as your people's champ, yada, 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 yada. And then like this, he doesn't even have to have any titles. So,
ladies and gentlemen, Seinfeld joining us on the show tonight.
Yep. It's a classic.
But my thing is, I think the bigger thing is telling the story. How do I keep these people? Because right now he leads the bloodline mostly by fear, right?
Yes.
I am the tribal chief. You all should fear me. But you take that fear out of it. How does he continue to rule them?
Together.
Hold them together when they don't have a reason to fear him anymore. He is no longer the champion.
Indestructible.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can still sell the storyline that he's indestructible.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care if he goes on a 5-year winning streak. I have no problem with that.
But like this allows you to
unbeaten streak. I guess I should say unbeaten streak.
This allows Jimmy and Jay to be like, man, we're champions. We got this belt. We the ones. He's not the one.
I feel like Jay's the person to say that.
Yep. And Sammy can continue to like be the peacekeeper, for a while. Solo can just kind of be there, because that's kind of all he does right now anyways. Be there and eventually,
Solo's got a mid-card title in his near future, I feel like.
Yeah. I
In
mean,
fact, I feel like he's got a mid-card title before Roman loses the titles
quite possibly, which only goes to further this storyline
of more gold.
of everyone else has gold but you.
Yeah.
Why are you the one in charge when we all have gold? You didn't even help us win this. We won this all on our own.
Roman tries to tell Solo that he's got to be a tag team with him. Man, I got a match of my own. I got to defend my title.
Mm-hmm.
Take him on your damn self. All right,
So-
that's fine.
So then he's got to lay down the law and beat some ass.
Yeah, like I think he could still be fearful without being feared, without being a champion, though.
Oh,
You know what I
absolutely.
mean? For
He
sure.
absolutely
Like-
can by beating some ass.
They show the weakness. Heyman continually says, "Hey, no. Hey, no. Heyman does the friendship out of fear, or the friendship out of fear, or the glue by fear. Sammy does the glue by a desire to belong. Roman, there's still the underlying. We don't fear him.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
yeah, I think at that rate, you're probably maybe gonna get Jay, then maybe like Jay finally like not agreeing with anything, and then you maybe get like a Jay versus Jimmy, then you get like a Jay versus Solo, and then you get a Jay versus Roman kind of thing, you know. But obviously, he loses to Roman, sort of ordeal, and then he goes back in line. You really don't need Roman has hit a certain level of greatness now. We just haven't seen him without a title, so that's why we're maybe a little conflicted. Will he still?
The current
have that?
run has not existed without a title since
That's
he beat
it.
it.
So-
Since he beat Brock, or since he
That's it.
cashed in. Since he cashed
And
in.
I hope that works. And you know that slogan is great. It's just I mean, and he's also going to be part-time too, so it might not even be that bad, you know. Like the Usos will just keep doing what they're doing, but at the end of the day, I feel like they got to do more, man. Especially when they're the tag champions, or maybe they won't be, or maybe it'll be the fall of the bloodline too, which would fuck everyone over. Maybe the bloodline has run its course though, by Mania too. No.
No, I think that collapse needs to be longer.
Like they were
Almost
kind of
evolution
trying to-
linked. Almost evolution linked. Like almost a full year.
It's been more than a year.
The start of the collapse to the end of the collapse was a year on evolution.
Okay.
Randy winning the title was the first part of the collapse. Batista taking the title was the second part of the collapse. Randy got it off of Nameless Canadian. Batista took it off of Trips.
Well, are
Fair.
we ready to play a game? We're running a little long, so I want to make a short game.
Two times this week. Oh, that felt wonderful.
Oh my god.
So let's play a game. And since DA Fabe is up on the screen,
That was dirty.
he is going to go first.
You can probably smell it in Montreal, bud.
Oh my god.
2 minutes on the clock, my friend. You ready?
Oh, he's ready. He's let out all his gas.
He's relaxed now.
He's relaxed now.
I ate carbs tonight. I don't usually eat carbs.
One job.
Oh, cookies are delicious, though.
Mm.
I'm gonna pay for it tomorrow. Like I promise you, I'm gonna pay for it tomorrow.
I think you're already paying for it now.
No, ain't nothing bad about farting. Ain't nothing gay about getting your dick sucked. You're the one who's gay for sucking my dick.
Okay, let's go.
Escape Guantanamo Bay. Sorry.
Ready? 2 minutes on the clock. Go.
Male or female?
Male.
Currently wrestling?
Yes.
AEW?
No.
WWE?
Yes.
Have they been in AEW?
No.
Did they wrestle in the 20 teens?
Yes.
And the 2000s?
Yes.
In the 90s? Sounds like
No.
Blonde, brown, or black hair?
Yes.
Red. All of the above.
No. Brown.
Brown. Brown.
You could almost argue black.
Facial hair?
Yes.
Short or long hair?
Short.
Okay. White or black?
White.
Or Latino?
What if
Sorry. Or Latino. White with brown hair. Middle world champion?
Yes.
Not currently world champion?
Correct.
That would be Samoan, I guess. Have they retired before?
No.
Okay. Been a... do they carry a prop to the ring?
No.
Do they have a manager? Or have they had a manager?
No.
Are they have they been in a tag team?
No, not really.
A faction?
Yes.
Have they been a part of Impact?
No.
New Japan?
Yes.
Okay.
guess.
Oh, jeez. Seth freaking Rollins.
Incorrect. JLB, you ready?
Yep. Okay.
Minute starts now.
So you said he had long hair, correct?
I did not. He had short hair.
Yeah, short hair. Okay.
There.
That's what I was wondering why he said so. Okay, and he's currently wrestling. Does he have any tattoos?
Technically, yes, but he's not known for them.
Okay. Is he currently on Raw?
Yes.
Okay. Jesus. You said he was in a faction. Has he been IC champion?
Yes.
He's been IC US champion.
Yes.
In WWE tag champion.
Don't believe so.
Short hair. That's who's not
no
known
tag
for.
championships.
No
WWE.
tag champion. Okay, so it's not Randy Orton. Randy Orton? No.
Correct. It is not Randy Orton.
Damn it. Jesus Christ.
God dang it.
Is he taller than 6 feet? 6 foot?
No.
Has he been in NXT?
Yes.
Yes.
You fucking know it?
Yes.
Son of a bitch. Short hair. Kevin Owens?
No.
2000s though. CM Punk? No. Not AEW.
His 2 minutes seems really long.
3,
It's just because you know it.
1. Final guess.
Final guess. I am going to go with. I am going to go with Japan. AJ Styles?
No.
Fuck!
Yeah,
You said
Dave.
long, short hair.
You want to make your guess, or do you want me to give a hint?
I'm going to make my guess.
Okay.
Finn Balor.
Yeah, you were correct. It is Finn
Fuck!
Balor.
Thank you for saying AJ Styles, because I thought maybe that guy's qualified as short hair.
Yeah. You were gonna say AJ
I think-
Styles first?
No, I
Okay.
was confident it was. I was the NXT part.
Mhm.
Got rid of AJ
Right.
Styles,
Oh yes.
but he has appeared on NXT.
NXT.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah,
He's
and
not been
the
in
thing I
NXT.
think that threw JLB a bit was in the 2000s,
Yeah.
because he was in New Japan in the 2000s, but not in WWE in the 2000s, you know, and so, but then in a faction, only the biggest faction,
Only
of
Bullet
the
Club.
Part of the
2010s.
biggest faction.
Yep, as well as currently in a faction.
Yes.
And then the really fun one when you said been a world champion in WWE. Technically, yes.
Universal champion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
been a world champion for, a day.
Day.
If Kane counts, he counts.
Yep.
He can bring a prop to the ring, but that would have just sold me farther on my Drew McIntyre. So I'm
Well,
glad
but
you
he
said
doesn't
no.
really bring a prop.
the
Yeah.
the face makeup.
Yeah,
That's not a prop.
that's not really a prop. That's a character. That's a
Yeah.
costume. And so,
Yeah.
that's why I kind of was like, he's also got the stupid flag hanging out of his pants now. But that's not,
Kind of a
still
prop,
not
but not
still
really
not
a
really a
prop.
prop. It's
Yeah.
still costume for the most part. So, okay.
Joey, you're first. Half or 1.5 because he had the F bomb drop.
Yes, because he dropped an F bomb. So,
Yeah.
1.5
to nothing.
to nothing.
All right. Male or female?
Male.
Oh, you're starting right off.
Okay. Has he been in AEW?
No.
WWE?
Yes.
NXT?
Yes.
Impact?
No.
Has he been in WCW?
No.
Okay. He's currently wrestling.
Yes.
Has he been world champion?
No.
Has he been IC champion?
No.
Color of skin? White.
White.
Okay. Short hair?
No.
Long hair?
Yes.
Okay. Black? Black, brown?
Dark brown, I would
Dark
call
brown.
it.
Okay. And has he, you said he hasn't been world champion. Has he been IC champion? You said no.
No.
Has he been tag team champion?
No.
Has he been a champion in WWE?
Yes.
Has he been a champion in the main roster?
Yes.
Okay. Has he been a champion in NXT?
No.
Has he been in a faction?
Not really.
Has he been 24/7 champion? What champion am I
Yes.
missing here? He's been 24/7 champion. Does he have facial hair?
Yes. Sort of. Yes.
Sort of, yes. Does he have a catchy catchphrase? Does he have a
Yes.
catchphrase?
Final
Yes?
guess. I said yes. Final guess.
Okay. Bobby Roode?
Nope. Babe, your time starts now.
Okay, just to confirm, you said short hair.
No.
No, he said long hair. Fuck. Yeah.
And it's brown hair, and he's been a tag champion.
No.
He has not been a tag champion, but he's been okay. And his skin is white. He has a catchphrase. He's currently employed by WWE. Been to Drew Gulak.
No.
Taller than 6 foot.
6 foot even.
6 foot even. Okay. Been the 24/7 champion. Does he have an amateur background?
Yeah.
Is it Chad Gable?
No. Oh, no, never mind. He does not have an amateur in that respect. Sorry, I was thinking something else. No, not amateur.
Indy, you're thinking Indies.
Yes.
And he does have an indie background, obviously, then.
Yes.
Okay. Does he wear a cover on his top when he wrestles? Or is he shirtless?
Yes, I believe so. Most of the time, sort of.
And now my final guess. No, I got a few more minutes, a few more seconds. Flip news?
No.
Beefy, muscular?
Yes. Final guess.
Okay. Sort of on facial hair. Mustafa Ali?
No.
No, he's not white.
Okay. JLB, do you have a guess, or do you want me to start with hints?
One of the Viking Raiders people?
No. Okay. I don't think either of them are above 6 foot, by the way. So,
No? Okay.
He started in NXT in 2014.
Not long hair, that didn't work.
Ready for guess for clue number 2? Both
You said
sides?
long hair, though, right?
Yes.
Damian Priest is too tall, so yeah, I'm ready for clue number 2.
Yeah, clue number 2.
On the Indies, before he came to NXT, he wrestled under the ring name Heavy Metal Jesus.
Cameron Grimes?
No.
He's on the main roster.
Go ahead, fuck up and say it.
Well, it's your turn.
I know. That's why I said go ahead, fuck up and say it. I'm still lost. I'm trying to go through the champions, the 24/7 champions, and I just can't pull it off. NXT 2014. For some reason, Austin Theory pops to mind, but it's not. So, and JLB just got dropped. So,
Well, he did.
wait, it's not Austin Theory. That was my guess. So,
It is not Austin Theory.
you want to give me the next clue before he comes back? You want to tell me who it is before he comes back? Little cheaty? No? Okay, fine. Everybody I think of is just too tall. I sent him a message saying, "You okay, bud? You okay, bud?" He's waiting to give the clue.
This is where we respond. You are not in the stream.
Give me a second. He lost his Wi-Fi. See, it's not only the people who live in rural fucking nowhere. It's also the guy who lives in Canada's second largest city, maybe first largest.
Well, while we wait for... Hey,
There
he
he
is.
is.
Where's my mouse? Boom. Now he's back.
My bad.
Okay.
You're okay, bud.
Uh,
Nobody mad.
clue number 3.
Wait, what was clue number 2?
Started in NXT in 2014.
And
Oh,
then
okay, that was-
prior to that, wrestled in the Indies under the name Heavy Metal Jesus. Those
Okay.
are the 2 clues.
Heavy metal Jesus.
Called
Is that actually a valuable clue? I'm just asking.
I think you will think it's valuable once you find out. Main roster debut, April 10th, 2017, on the episode of Raw.
And he's still a current superstar, you're saying, right?
Yes.
Metal Jesus. 2017, he debuted on Raw. 2017. Drew McIntyre? No. Drew McIntyre?
No.
And he's been champion. And he's too tall.
Yeah. So no on almost every count.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Fabe, you have a guess? Punt.
I'm still drawing a blank.
Okay.
I got nothing.
4th clue. It's going to sound like a riddle when I say it. He had 2 names, then he lost one, but now he's got 2 names.
I'm just gonna guess Matt Riddle.
No. But it's close. It's harder.
Oh wait, no, he's been a U.S. champion, which was never asked. So
Had 2 names, lost one, and now he has 2 names again.
I didn't say again.
Had 2 names, lost one, and has 2 names.
Yes.
no, it's not it
Got it.
either.
Oh.
No, it's not white. The guy wasn't white.
I'm going to go with...
This one's actually tougher than I expected it to be, so I'm kind of proud.
Yeah, next clue. Fuck.
One-time Slammy Award winner, but not for a wrestling match.
Heavy Metal Jesus.
And he was a slammy hard. No Googling. What was that?
The Smarks moving around.
Oh, okay.
Fun thing is, I can Google all I want.
Yeah, you're good. You can Google.
If I was going to Google, I would have done it while you were gone, but
That's fair. Fair point. 2017 main roster debuted on Raw.
Correct.
I already guessed, didn't I? Yeah,
No?
I guessed.
You did? Who'd you guess? Yeah?
Didn't I say
Oh,
Mustafa?
shit. Oh, okay.
Ready for it.
So pissed. I will go with at least.
Riddle, maybe is what I said. Didn't matter.
Yeah, he said Riddle, and it's not Mustafa. Mustafa is not white, so. Yeah, next clue.
His final NXT match, he wrestled under the name El Vagabundo.
El Vagabundo
Andrade! No.
is
Not Andrade.
AEW.
Fuck.
El Vagabundo. I have thought this several times, but he was a former IC champion. So I don't want to say it. So I'm not going to say it.
Okay, wait. So the only champion he's won was the 24/7 on Raw,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Correct.
Fuck. So many champions.
I'll even give you a bonus clue. 4-time 24/7 champion.
That doesn't help any. El Vagabundo.
That's a lot better of a clue than you guys think it is.
Oh!
Okay, I'll say it. Sami Zayn.
No.
Let's say he's been an IC champion, bud. Okay. Next clue.
Next clue.
Well, yeah, I already said my guess, unless I could go again.
That's okay. Born November 22nd, 1987 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Which makes him 34 years old.
Is it Phantasma?
No.
No, it's
What's his
Santos.
name?
It's not
Santos?
Santos.
It's not Santos, no.
White El Vagabundo. Not Sami Zayn. Who else would have done something silly like wear a mask? Call himself something goofy.
Born in Pennsylvania and has long hair.
Not been part of a faction. 24/7 champion. The other one I was thinking was Monster, and I know that's not right either. Because he's not white.
And he wasn't born in Pennsylvania.
No.
Are we punting for the next clue?
I'll say Ridge Holland.
No.
Yeah, no, let's go to the next clue. I don't know.
His first match on the main roster, he defeated Dean Ambrose by DQ after The Miz intentionally attacked him.
Fuck.
Homeboy had a feud with The Miz in 2017.
It sounds so Daniel Bryan, but it's not.
You guys are going to be so pissed when you finally figure out who this is. It took you this long. I'm going to start rapid firing out clues.
Okay.
Not waiting. So if you have a guess, just guess it. His first real feud on the main roster was with Finn Balor.
Bray Wyatt?
No.
Okay.
Who he eventually defeated in a no DQ match after interference by Bray Wyatt.
Harper?
No.
No.
His next feud was with Jason Jordan.
I already said Chad Gable, so that didn't work.
Jason Jordan started the feud by throwing vegetables at him.
I think I already said Otis, too, so that's out, too.
Otis wasn't there in 2017, though.
Throwing vegetables at him. Oh.
Wyatt came to help him. Bo Dallas?
No.
You said rapid fire. Come on, get him out.
At the January 2019 Royal Rumble, he was the first entrant before being interrupted by Jeff Jarrett. It's a bigger clue than you guys think.
I know it is. I just can't. I can't put anything to it.
Santino Marella?
No.
Fuck, man. I just don't know anymore.
Elias.
Ding! Finally!
Fuck me. Man.
El Vagabundo. The Vagabond. The Drifter.
Oh, man.
Oh, that was a really hard half a fucking point.
Yeah. He had two names, Elias Sampson. He lost one, Elias, but now has two names, Elias and Ezekiel. And Heavy Metal Jesus? Come on. Heavy Metal Jesus?
Yeah, I see it now.
Yeah.
Fuck. What does WWE stand for? Would have been a great clue.
I that would have just given it away, right? But you asked if he had a catchphrase and then proceeded to guess a bunch of people who don't have catchphrases.
I know, bro. I didn't fucking know anymore.
Boy, that was rough on both of us.
Not only did he have a catchphrase, he's had two. Who wants to speak with Zeke?
Right.
Yeah, that doesn't work though. SWZ. Okay.
Oh man.
I was sitting here and I was like, he had an EP that charted number 20 on the Billboard digital albums. But that would have given it away because there aren't too many.
Yeah.
All right, let's
Okay.
back to-
Um,
I understand the sort of on facial hair now.
yeah, because he had facial hair and then he didn't, and now he does again.
Yeah. That's a trick.
I am going to tell you up front
Really, our Spanish
that
sucks.
this one involves you guys asking a question that you have not been asking. So you have to think of something.
Okay.
So, who went first last time?
I don't know. That
JLB.
was a little.
JLB?
did.
Okay. So, DA Fabe first. 2 minutes starts now.
Male or female?
Male.
WWE,
Yes.
AEW,
Yes.
Impact,
No.
current,
Yes.
teens,
Yes.
2000s,
No.
90s,
No.
above 6 foot,
No.
former world champion,
In a manner of speaking.
WWE champion,
In a manner of speaking.
AEW champion,
Yes, in a manner of speaking. There's a question that you need to ask that'll clear this up.
undisputed WWE champion,
No.
but world champion in a manner of speaking,
Yes.
and not above 6 foot.
No.
Faction,
In a manner of speaking.
Oh my God.
There's one question.
are they a manager?
They are not a manager. They are not.
Been you said WWE champion?
In a
In
manner
a
of
manner of
speaking.
speaking.
Okay, this is a tag team.
Yes.
It's
Is
the
it
they.
the Hardys?
No.
Is it the Young Bucks?
No.
Is it? Well, they've been in both, and they've been a champion in WWE.
Last guess.
I asked that question before you said last guess.
You asked that question before I finished saying last guess, but after your time was up.
You're a dick. FTR.
Yes.
I knew it. You bastard.
No, Pac's the bastard.
Yep, that's valid. Yes,
Say
indeed.
they are not manager. That's me giving a hint.
Yeah, well done.
Okay, should we do one more?
One more and then we gone.
Okay.
Winner take all. Because clearly I'm losing.
Just I'm up 4-3 with 2 half points to get there, or 4-0 with 2 half. And you saying the F bomb, and you won all the points on this one. Okay. We'll
Okay.
call it double or nothing. That way it can be a tie.
Fair. I'll take that.
Okay. 2 minutes on the clock. JLB starts now.
Male or female?
Male.
Has he been in AEW?
Yes.
Has he been in WWE?
Yes.
Has he been in Impact?
No.
No. Has he been world champion in WWE?
In a manner of speaking.
Not in WWE.
Has he been a world champion in NXT?
Yes.
Okay. Has he been a world champion in AEW?
No.
Is he currently in AEW?
Yes.
Dean Ambrose? John Moxley? No.
No. No.
Has he been in a faction?
No.
No. So he's been world champion in NXT. Has he held any other mid card titles in WWE on like the main roster?
Main roster, no.
Has he been tag team? Is he in a tag team?
Yes.
A tag team. And he's world champion. Not Dean Ambrose. Kenny Omega.
No.
Long hair, short hair,
Short.
short. Cody Rhodes. No, because then. And he was on the main roster, correct?
Yes.
At one point. Okay. And he's been tag team champions as well.
You had not asked that yet.
Has he been tag team champion?
Yes.
Daniel Bryan?
No.
Final
Guess.
Final guess. CM Punk?
No. DA Fabe, time starts now.
Would you call this person undisputed?
Undisputed? No.
So it's not Roddy Strong or Adam Cole.
No.
But he has short hair.
Yes.
And he was the NXT World Champion.
Yes.
Oh wow, that changes it up a little bit. Brown hair. You said brown
Never
hair.
asked the color of hair.
What color of hair? Brown, red, black.
Black.
Is he Latino?
No.
Does he have a big bruise on his face? That'd be a faction. You said he wasn't in a faction. And is he black?
Yes.
Is it Keith Lee?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I got fucking, yeah. That was, it's true. He did nothing in the fucking main roster. God damn it, WWE.
Nope, they fucked him off. Except for, beat Roman in a match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that thing.
Oh, in Survivor Series.
Yeah. Well, no, he maybe he didn't win. Maybe maybe it was all but Roman.
That's so sad. Ugh.
Hey, in WWE's defense, he's only been a tag team champion in AEW.
Correct.
Yeah.
In WWE, he has held 2 championships, both of them in NXT.
That's American and World.
Yep. When you asked WWE World Champion, I said not in WWE.
Right.
Because you had in NXT.
No, I knew NXT, but the tag team, I was an idiot. I didn't specify. And I was thinking tag team in NXT as well.
Mm-hmm.
I was on my way to Roddy Strong pretty hard there.
Yeah. One of my clues was just going to be...
Yeah.
Could have easily given you
boom. Yeah.
Or Rob Van Dam. And you'd be like, no, that doesn't make sense to any of your other clues.
All right, let's end this because it is 3 a.m.
Hey, man, I'm sorry for your beatdown.
Yeah. Sucks to suck, man.
Sucks to suck. It really does.
America versus Canada. I'm always here for you, though, bud. I'm always here for you.
Me too.
But now, before we get distracted and spend 45 minutes talking about Nebraska foods, which, by the way, are excellent. I'm
not all of them.
Some of them are. But
Stop it.
I'm
We're
gonna
ending
go,
this conversation.
I'm gonna go ahead and get back on the ball and say, make sure to like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy this content. Great way to support us is by following us on Twitch, which is totally free. Follow us on Twitch, and then you can be here for our live streams. You can submit questions during our live streams and all of that stuff. You can follow us on any of the social medias. We'll give you all the links here in a second. If you are an Amazon Prime member, you do get a free subscription a month on Twitch through that you could throw our way, not cost you a single thing, but then you get stuff like the priority emotes and the badges and yada 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 on there. So great way to support us that way. We have our merch stores. Both of those links are on our page. You're going to be in the doobly doos, where you can get things like the Pissant Podcast hat, the Those Who Can't Wrestle podcast t-shirts, the autograph shirt that you see behind DA Fabe, or it's kind of hard to see in mine anymore. I'll need to rearrange. Anyways, all that stuff is on our merch stores. You can find the links in the doobly-doos. Great way to support us, though, that through the merch store. You can also support us like Big JC did earlier and throw us some bits here and there on Twitch. It's a great way to get some money our way. That's really nice there. And you can support us by following us on the social media. You can follow me on pretty much any of the social media at Raw and Order WBU, like it says right there on the screen, at Raw and Order WBU. That's Twitch, that's TikTok, that's YouTube, that's Twitter, that's Instagram. It is ironically not Facebook, where you have to use at Pissant Podcast reasons. You can follow DA Fabe at
DA Vincent K.
Yeah. And of course, you can follow JLB at
twitch.tv/JLBTLC25, where I stream games. Got the new Modern Warfare 2, so just been playing that a little. And all my other links will be down below in the doobly-doos. And I really just got to get back on my podcasting. I've been lazy bones. So this is just for me to recommend for you guys not to watch Mel Gibson's new film, On the Line. It is hot garbage. I will hopefully get that review up soon. It's a B movie, though, so it's expected not to be good, and I should have known better. But that's it. Twitch.tv/JLBTLC25. I stream games. I review movies. That's what I do.
Speaking of game streaming, on this channel, I have started streaming myself playing Skyrim, because what better way to attract followers than play a 10-year-old game that's not related to wrestling?
I mean, Tetris works.
At all.
I got like 10 followers because of Tetris.
In fairness, though, I'm mostly just trying to get everything set up so that whenever AEW's Fight for the Fallen or Fight Forever, or whatever it's called, comes out,
You better get Game Pass, good sir, because it will be day one on Game Pass.
So you think, except AEW Games official Twitter says no.
Son of a bitch.
He reaches for his Twitter, because that's what everyone was reporting it, and then AEW Games.
Oh, I'm so disappointed now.
Said, and I quote,
What was your favorite part? Oh, that was back in August.
This
You
also
aren't going
seems to
to
be
want
good
to miss
time.
tomorrow's All Elite Arcade.
Yep.
Okay, sorry.
It's also good. Seems to be a good time to share that we don't anticipate AEW Fight Forever being part of any monthly gaming subscription services. AEW Fight Forever will be available in store at your favorite retailers or online. Reserve your copy at thqnordic.com.
Damn it! All right, whatever. I'll buy it anyways, but you know.
Yeah, I plan on buying it. But I wanted to be ready so that I could play it on my Xbox, my Xbox One, because I don't have the money or the need right now for an Xbox Series X.
That's fair.
I've got a 4-year-old. I get to play maybe a few hours a week, and $500 is hard to justify. Maybe if I get enough Twitch subscriptions.
Listen, you still got to do a bra and panties match, okay?
We're working on it. It's not my fault that it all happened right before all the shit happened in my life.
You're kind of a dick, man.
Yeah, and now it's about to
Not
get
you.
cold. Yeah.
Him.
Yeah, him, Joby, man. Keep harping on it. It's about to
Gosh.
It's about to be fucking 0 degrees Celsius here.
Well, get on it. I tease. But what? We're gonna wait till next summer? Is that do it in a
Maybe.
sauna?
How big do you think saunas are? I mean, I'm serious. I mean, you haven't met us in person, but Fabe and I are both big guys,
Big boys. All right.
and it would have to be a very large sauna for us to pull off any sort of match in it. Otherwise, it would mostly be just us kind of shuffling around. Oh, excuse me, over here. Okay, I'm gonna try to choke slam you. Okay, now let me get over here. So
Well, that's it. It's gonna be in the Fabe compound then, in his basement.
well, we were planning on outside,
Well,
but that's the weather. Anyways, we're working on it. Plans are in motion. Jesus. Anyways. But you give us some more Twitch subscriptions, and maybe I get an Xbox Series X. Probably not, but maybe. No promises. But on that note, we're gonna go ahead and close the book on the Fantasy Booking Institute. Thank you all for joining us. We will see you soon.
Deuces.
one job.
We'll be right back.